Hello everyone, welcome to Abu Dhabi here on Yas Island. Round 17, albeit 16. Of course, we had to skip Spain because Codemasters turned us off. Yeah, we'll leave that one to the side, shall we? But yeah, of course, we are here for round 17 here in Abu Dhabi. Of course, this track been on the calendar since 2009, hasn't it? And I gotta say, it's a mixed bag, isn't it, in terms of drivers and stuff? Because some people love it, some people hate it, and then there's other people in between. Really, I quite like this track. I don't know why. I think it's probably just because it looks absolutely lush, doesn't it? Look at that. And I love the I think it's teal blue, isn't it? It's all the way around the outside. It's absolutely fantastic. Look at that. It looks amazing, doesn't it? And I gotta say, this would be one track I'd love to go to see once in my lifetime, perhaps. Then I'd love to go and see a race at all, really, wouldn't I? But of course, unfortunately, we was going to go to Silverstone this year, wasn't we? A part of the ALR guys, but unfortunately, the coronavirus and all that kind of jazz is really put that to bed on it, really. Anyway, we're just loading up qualifying now then, and we'll be getting into it. Let's quickly go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? As I'll quickly do the cross the I's and dot the T's, or is it cross the T's and dot the I's? I don't know where I'm coming or going, to be honest, as I quickly get up the old stats, which goodness me, I'm right on the ball today, aren't I? And gosh, I've had an absolutely beautiful roast dinner, and I think that life is glorious right now. Let's take a look at the drivers and constructors then. In the drivers at the moment, Grant is extending his lead in the championship. It's now 32 points. He has got a win in the piggy bank now, hasn't he? Goodness me. So yeah, it's looking very, very Grant is looking very much like extend this championship. Remember this time last season, the Renault boys had a fantastic race, didn't they? Of course, in the Renault last season was Brandon and Granty, and they had a clinic of racing, didn't they? They got 1-2, and I think Granty also clinched the World Championship as well, his first World Championship, maybe his first of many. Well, judging on this season's form, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? We'll talk about his form in just a few moments. Emerson is second and 32 points adrift. Nigel is not too far off adrift of Emerson as well, in third position. Then Jonathan in fourth position. Dan Murphy climbing up the table. He is now into fifth position. Fantastic stuff. Echo dropping down to sixth. Young Lights is having an incredible season, hasn't he, in seventh position. Fireshot has had a very up and down season, hasn't he, as Fireshot's retired from the session as well. Then we got Farf in ninth position, again another up and down season for Farf. And 10th position is Steve. Then of course Vesey moving up 2 positions as well. He's up to 11th then. And we've also got Mumford moving up into 16th position as well. In the relegation, so we have Sam, who is 5 points adrift now with safety, isn't he, in 18th position. Twang is down in 19th position. Unfortunately, Twang is all but confirmed that he'll be relegated today after he will not be able to take part in the rest of the season, unfortunately. So that's a shame for Twang. Of course, one of the ALR favourites, isn't he? He's always been a huge fit hit, hasn't he? Ever since round 2, I think it was. And TJ Furface, who only had one and only run, as Unfortunately, doesn't look like he's going to return there. In the constructors then, Williams are 4 points better off than what they are on the standings there after a mishap of after my Masters. Everyone knows, especially from the silver race back in Spain, that it's not my strongest subject. I don't think a lot of things are my strongest subject, to be honest, are they? But that is certainly not my strongest subject. So yeah, Williams are now on 285 points, 24 points in front of Mercedes in second position, a Racing Point in third position, fourth position is Alfa Romeo, Toro Rosso in fifth, Haas is sixth, Red Bull seventh, Renault, of course, Red Bull and Renault, of course, the ALR Constructors Champions for the past 2 seasons, only 7th and 8th this season, appalling. 9th position is Ferrari, and 10th position is, I've forgotten who it is. Oh, it's McLaren, isn't it? Goodness me. I only went off that page literally, like, instantly, and I've forgotten who I was talking about. Mr. Elite is out on track now. We're on board, Mr. Elite, excuse me. Sorry about that. I had to clear the old throat there. I think I had a frog in my throat, didn't I? Here, I don't think we're going to see any frogs around here. I don't really know about the wildlife around Abu Dhabi, to be honest. Here comes car 6 and Mr. Elite then, and he is now. I think he's had a very good season, Mr. Elite hasn't he? He's had 11 starts in that McLaren. And he's had a driver of the day award, hasn't he? As well. And he's only DNF 3 times this season. He's been very consistent, hasn't he? And got a total of 34 points then. So Mr. Elite, and he's been there or thereabouts, but unfortunately I think well, I say he's been consistent, he's been up and down really, hasn't he? So Mr. Elite is hopefully he can get himself a good rub of the green there for the final couple of races then coming our way then, as we go to be visiting Spain again, and we're also in America before going to Japan and France there, as we unfortunately had to put France in the calendar, didn't we? To be honest, I wish we forgot about that one, but France is in around 20. And then we got Azerbaijan. It's the final race of the season, one of the most difficult tracks on the calendar. My goodness me, we was a bit the admins were a bit brutal there, weren't they? As let me quickly go through the old comment section, shall we? Well, before we do in qualifying one, then we've only got 16 drivers in the field this week, as I think that some people must be out enjoying the sunshine. But that means that we will not be seeing anyone get knocked out, because Fireshot has already knocked himself out of qualifying, unfortunately. So he will. So as long as someone gets a time in, then we should all be good then. So it's more of a practice session, really, just to get your eye in as well. The track is quite green though. It's like practice one, really, isn't it? On a Friday, where the track is very green. There's a lack of grip there, so you've got to be careful, got to be very much on your toes there. You might look very silly in this first qualifying session. You don't want to do that now. Mr. Elite coming around the final corner on board the McLaren driver, and he is in a very respectable 36-0 there from Mr. Elite. Good stuff indeed there. And got Vesey also on track as well. Lovely shot here from Vesey. Let's go for the driver's chat. Sorry, let's go. We've already been through the driver's chat. Let's quickly go for the comments, I should say. Emerson, hello Emerson. Hope you're well on this lovely sunny Sunday afternoon. Here comes car 46 of Vesey there, coming just on the dip there. He has gone fast on a 35. Lovely 70, the second McLaren now of Samuel. Then 4/10 of a second away from his teammate. He is 5 points off of safety at the moment. Samuel is. Can he have a very strong end to season? Remember, it's not to be about full win. It's very different to the Premier League, of course, where a win is 3 points, isn't it? Sam can really very much has got his destiny still in his own hands, hasn't he, really? So he just needs a couple of good results then, and he should be in prime position there to get himself out of the hole that he finds himself in the moment. Or maybe he wants to be in silver then, who knows, of course, on that Monday night said. But there's Ron Boyer Young Light said he's had a fantastic season as well, hasn't he? Going back to the comments, Jonathan Cox, good evening Sean, good evening John, hope you're well. He messaged this just before I came on there, so I can't do two things at once because I haven't got the brain capacity. Young Lights has gone second fast at the moment there. He's about a second off Vesey at the moment. Vesey looking very strong at the moment, and 400 a second in front of Young Lights as well. Yeah, so Jonathan Cox is he's had a race earlier on today. He is very happy indeed and loving life, isn't he? And why shouldn't you be on this glorious Sunday afternoon as well? We're on board Tansley. You may recognise the name Tansley, because Tansley did drive for the Williams team, I believe it did, back in Brazil, round 12. So Tansley is now the full-time Ferrari driver, and let's see what he can do there. Of course, Tansley had a DNF in Brazil, but let's see what he can do here in Abu Dhabi here tonight then. So we're very much saying driving for Ferrari, and can he give Ferrari a bit of a rocket ship up the standings then? And here is car 75 Tansley as well then. So let's see what the man in the Ferrari can do then. Young Lights, good evening Sean. He's asking if I need my Ribena or Monster. Well, I had a Ribena this morning. Oh, loved it. I also had the strawberry flavour as well. I remember how much I love my strawberry flavour Ribena. Oh gosh, I was in Devon. Well, no, I was in heaven. Sorry. As Emerson there coming out of the third sector as well. Yes, but I have just had a bit of Monster as well. Of course, I'm trying to limit myself to one a day at the moment. Of course, Monster's not very good for you, is it? Good job we ain't sponsored by Monster, is it? Because I shouldn't be saying that, really, should I? Anyway, we're on board with Emerson, who's second in the championship though, and we've also got Tansley looking forward to making my debut tonight. Of course, Tansley making his debut for the Ferrari team, isn't he? Of course, he did drive in Brazil, didn't he, for the Williams team? But he is now making a full-fledged debut with the Ferrari team, isn't he? Young Lights has gone second fast still. Emerson on the medium tyres are doing a fantastic job out there. Brilliant stuff indeed. Matt coming down the back straight as well. Jonathan also leaping over the curbs there. So we're on board the British-Italian driver. Most pole positions in ALR history. Fantastic stuff with Jonathan in ALR gold, I should say. Oh, we got to remember we have 3 leagues in ALR now. My goodness me, definitely keeping us very much on our toes, isn't it? Of course, and it's all good stuff indeed. yellow flag is coming out of turn 5 there, isn't it? We've also got Mumford. Evening, Mumford. Hope you're well. We've got Noonda saying, I'm excited for it, and so am I. Sam, evening, Sean. Good evening, Sam. Oh, he gave me a kiss as well. What a lovely gentleman Sam is, isn't he? And so, yeah. So, Jonathan there is very much flying out there. 34.757 so far for the Alfa Romeo driver. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Whereas I've seen a racing point now of Vesey coming around again. You can see they are definitely very much treating this like a practice session, and I'm loving this actually. Because they're just going round and round, aren't they? Of course, they're just trying to get the rubber the track in a bit, aren't they? Because there is not a lot you can lose in this session apart from damaging the suspension or anything like that. Of course, if you damage the car, that is it. You're done and dusted from qualifying. So you do not want to end up in the harbour or in the Armco barrier, do you? Then Vesey there doing a good job there. Matt has just gone up into a fast one. Good stuff indeed. Then Mumford there is out on the intermediate tyres there as he is thinking of sprinkling the radar. Maybe he's invalidated his time there, so that's not good there from Mumford. And he's going to have to go around again then, isn't he? Matt there is a 10th for a second up in the first sector there. He's qualified 8 fast at the moment. Then let's see what he can do. He's coming down the back straight. We've got Granty saying, evening husband, looking forward to this race then. Oh, with a dab as well, I love it. Shame my teammate cannot be here, of course. And of course that might be a huge blow for Williams there in the constructors. Remember, the constructors is just as important as the drivers. Well, I think it is anyway, and I think Granty does well. Of course, Granty is definitely a Team Williams this season. He's been fantastic in all 3 leagues, hasn't he? I don't mean he's driven in all 3 leagues. I mean that he has shown his support all the way across the leagues, and it has been very good, hasn't it? And I've been loving it really in the comments. So good stuff indeed. Then we've also got Tansy saying, is it medium hard? Then I got to say, as a commentator and a broadcaster, which is very much a very strong word to describe me, because I don't really know anything about motorsport, to be honest. All I know is that I like cars, and I like cars that are fast, really. But so I think that Tansy there was just wondering about the strategy. Then I got to say, I probably would stick intermediate tyres on, because that's just the way that I'm inclined, really. As I don't know one thing about strategy. So I think that so medium and hard tyres, then possibly might be even soft and medium or soft and hard. Oh, I wonder if there might even be a 2-stop strategy in there as well. Who knows? We got Brandon saying, hello Sean. Hello Brandon, hope you are. We got Ayrton. Not a good Sunday without a bit of racing and a bit of Sean as well. Oh, there's a Mumford there is going off there. As of course, luckily there's a bit of an escape road there. Of course, yeah. This is at the moment. This is really much my fuel at the moment, because of course we've got no real Formula 1, is it? Which is a complete. It basically makes my life very empty at the moment, indeed. There, I got to really keep myself busy on Sundays, don't I? And I've been doing I've done everything today, actually. I did get out of bed till like 1. But that's well, of course, that's not a very healthy way of living, is it? So, oh goodness me, and Mumford, they're doing a lovely drift there. Oh, lovely. Well held, sir. There, a bit of Colin McRae there from Mumford. Lovely stuff indeed there. Granty, the champion there, is also out on track as well. We've got Nigel on the back straight as well. Mumford, I think he's just enjoying himself out there at the moment, isn't he? Look at the back end, trying to overtake the front there. Really good stuff indeed there. We've got Energetics evening. I'm good / decent at this track as well then. So, Energetics, and of course he was very unlucky in Austria, was the last time out, wasn't it? Rain curtailed his progress along with he got a bit too I think was it Forza? I think him and Forza came to blows there, didn't they, really? And that's a 2-minute there from Mumford. I've got to say that was a very that was very entertaining, that wasn't it? Here comes Nigel there, coming out of the chicane then, and away he goes as well. We've also got Darren evening, good luck Granty, and we've got LHA, and as Jonathan said, hopefully John Aleutian is coming back then. Of course there, Jonathan's had a bit of a bleak spell, hasn't he, in terms of qualifying so far. Yellow flags in the final sector there. It's when the Haas is there, just going slightly self-figure steed then. Nigel there taking all the track and then some. Of course, we've had a couple of cars crash in there over the years, haven't we? Well, I have crashed anyway. I'm just trying to make myself feel better. Here comes Nigel there, coming out of the final turn 21, and he is 5th fast route. Nigel's very consistent this season, isn't he? Nigel, he's been on the podium 8 times there this season, so really that's why he's in 3rd position, isn't he? Very much indeed then. Grant there coming through the final turn. He's on the medium compound tyres. Grant he is at the moment, coming out of the final turn as well. Let's look at this then. He's not even hugging the outside line now. He goes 3rd fastest. He is the quickest on the medium compound tyres. Good stuff indeed then. Steve's coming down the back straight. Brandon still chilling in the pits, and Farf is made an appearance, and we're on board with Murphy then. Murphy there is 5th in the championship at the moment, isn't he? And really, yeah, I'm wondering if he had a full season this season there, because he had a very difficult start to this season, but my goodness me, he's really picked up the gauntlet lately, hasn't he? Fantastic stuff from Daniel. He comes over the line and he goes 7th fast at the moment now. His racecraft, I think, is second to none, isn't it? It's been brilliant. Mumford all title track as well. Far for starting us up. Then we've got Steel also starting us up. So I've got yellow flags fluttering in turn 1 then. You got Razor. How's it going, Rage? I'm picking Nigel for pole. Fantastic. I'm loving that then. Yeah, Nigel, I think Nigel hasn't been on pole position this season, has he? He hasn't indeed then. So that'll be the first time that Nigel goes on pole this season, if he can. And Mr. Elite is retired from the session. Oh, goodness me, he is crashed. Oh, that's right. Oh, goodness me. And Mr. Elite there, I was saying about people crash there before. Oh, goodness me, then Mr. Elite is going to be 15th then. What a shocker there from Mr. Elite. That is, oh dear. So Mr. Elite then, as I was saying earlier on then, he's had a very difficult season. Oh, lovely shot here from Sam's nose cone. He's had a difficult season, hasn't he? Mr. Elite has, and that is a shame, isn't it, for the McLaren driver, all the way down then in 15th position. And of course, here's the second McLaren, and Sam, who is a second down. Mumford is going for, he's 3 seconds quicker in the first sector, so we'll keep an eye on Mumford. Look at this though. Remember, you've got to be careful, aren't you, as he gets out of the way as well. And away goes then. Yes, so yes, I'm doing very well. Hope you're well as well, Razor. Of course, the Ferrari driver from Silver. You'll see Razor in action, or Razor is what normal people should call him, but I am anything but normal. But yeah, you can see him in action tomorrow in the Ferrari in Silver. It's good as well. Of course, Razor has been in some incredible battles, hasn't he, throughout the course of Silver, and cool. And you can relive a lot of those battles on the ALR channel as well, where you can rewatch the highlights or rewatch the full races back if you want to. Which I would be one person that I probably would. As I feel I'd rewatched. I think it was the 2018 USA Grand Prix. I think it was yesterday actually. Fantastic. That was, of course, that was Kimi Räikkönen's last race win for Ferrari, wasn't it? It was a really good race as well. 17-1 there for Farfar. Total Ferrari. Here is Farfen, and he is just navigating through. Now it's his teammate there of Tansy making his debut for Ferrari. Indeed, that we've also got Young Light saying 20 viewers there. Indeed. My goodness me, and yeah, thank you all for joining us today. It's great stuff to have you along, isn't it? And enjoying the coverage. I hope you're enjoying the coverage, because I certainly am. And we've already started Q1 here. As you can see, there's Farf coming down the back straight as well. I haven't even spoke about this track yet much, have I? Of course, as we're in the as we're on the back shore, the 2 long back straights, isn't it? There's a chicane in the centre. We've got 2 DR zones down these back straight, and then we're coming over the support grid hatches as well. And then you can see he's very curious, this track is, isn't it? You've got a lot of alternative layouts here, aren't you? And as Mumford is saying, that his pace is he's feeling like he's got unbelievable pace. Well, he really has, hasn't he? Goodness me. And doing a cracking job at that, Mumford is on a 2-minute there on those intermediate tires. Here comes Farf, car 19 in the Ferrari, and he is coming through the final part of the course as well then. And you can see there's very distinctive sectors around this Yas Island circuit, isn't it? The first part of the track is very much sweeping, isn't it? Sweeping curbs, albeit then the first part of the lap is only like 17 seconds, isn't it? Farf goes into a 35 at 3 there. Good stuff indeed. Second sector is all about the grunt, isn't it? And about the straight line speed of your car. And the first sector is very technical and twisted, isn't it? We're just watching Brandon doing an incredible showing us incredibly how to take the technical part of the circuit there. I don't know where I was going. I was kind of digging myself a hole there, wasn't I? Brandon then in the Toro Rosso as well. Remember, he won this race last season, didn't he? For the red of that is his one and only victory in ALR to date. Can he add to that and get a second one as well? Of course, Brandon's season this season, he's had 9 starts there, and he's had a fastest up as well, hasn't he? But he's only had 1 DNF, Brandon, so very good stuff indeed then. He goes up into second fast mode. He's loving this circuit, isn't he? Of course, that might be track evolution, but that might be Brandon evolution as well. Of course, he is quick around here, isn't he? I mean, last season, him and Grant put on an absolute clinic in racing, didn't they? It was incredible what those what those two did, absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then, as he's now coming down the back straight once again then. So we end, so that's the end of the qualifying one then. Basically it was more of a glorified practice session, wasn't it? And really it was more of a natter. It was really a good time for me to just have a good old natter, really, wasn't it? So yeah, of course, then we have lost a far shot who's out of qualifying now. I've also lost Mr. Elite as well, who crashed into the barriers at turn 19 now. Just went out slightly too wide there, and I feel a lot better about myself now because of driver is talented and is capable of Mr. Elite of controlling an F1 car. I am quite happy that he crashed there as well, because that means that I can't be too bad. Well, actually, I can't be too bad. Oh, Tansy is going the wrong way, and he is just recovering now. But yeah, so unfortunately, Mr. Elite ain't going to be too impressed about the incident there. But from my point of view, I don't feel too bad now that I crashed there. But having said that, Mark Webber nearly crashed there in 2010, didn't he? As is that Tansy there doesn't want to get on too much of a wobble, does he? As of course, then he needs to keep the car. He needs to keep the car. Well, basically all parts of the car pointing in the right direction, doesn't he? Ready for qualifying too. Steve there is just cruising back to the pits as well in the Haas, and I think he's on that limpo mode then as well. As we're on board then with Nigel then, as he is coming. Oh goodness me! There you see him stamping on the loud pedal, almost swapping ends, and he's in the pits as well. And that is the end of qualifying one as well. As lovely stuff. Grant is saying, cheers Darren, hoping to keep consistency from Austria. Well, let's talk about Grant's consistency this season. So he has now got the most. Well, he had the most wins anyway in ALR. He has now 10 wins in ALR. Remember, he only had 3 wins at the start of the season. He's had 7 this season. That's been absolutely outstanding stuff. In 15 starts, he's had 7 wins, 2 pole positions, 11 podiums. That's only 4 times he's not been on the podium, and he's had 5 fastest laps as well. He's only had 1 DNF as well, but so fantastic stuff indeed then from Grant, and that is why he's top of the table at the moment. It's been brilliant, hasn't it? It really has there, of course. We speak about Glock and his incredible accomplishments in silver this season. Of course, he's absolutely been incredible in silver, hasn't he? No disrespect to the other silver drivers, but he has walked it, hasn't he? But this season, I think that Grant, he has really stepped up a level, maybe even 2 actually, gone up a gear, hasn't he? This season been really impressive stuff, hasn't he? Can Emerson needs to start to think about fighting back as well. Of course, we have I should have worked this out before starting to speak, really, don't I? Of course, we got Spain, then we have USA, Japan, France, and Azerbaijan. We've got 5 races to go of this season, and so that is only 125 points plus the fast laps as well. So that is probably about 130 points, give or take, something like that. You know, maths is not my strong point. So yeah, so only about 130 points left up for grabs, and so it is now starting to become very difficult for Emerson, isn't it? You might need Grant to have a DNF somewhere or two. So far, Grant has only had 1 DNF in this season, hasn't he? Quickly taking a look at see who's out of qualifying one. Then so far, shot and Mr. Elite both outside of qualifying now. So we've got 14 drivers now for qualifying 2 then as well. As Darren saying, thanks for fixing live from PlayStation Short. No worries at all. I turned it off and back on, and hopefully that worked. Really, that's basically my life, really. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened last week, really, but yeah, Darren usually watches it on his PlayStation, and we're glad that Darren's back in the comment section, as I missed him on Tuesday night. So it's great to have Darren back in having his company again. Brilliant stuff indeed. There, as Gooder, aka Gavin, there is pointed out about my Never regions there. So thank you for that, Gavin. As I think he's just highlighting the time slightly autumn dawn. But I hope you're well tonight, Gavin. Of course, Gavin had an almighty smash, didn't he, in Austria last Tuesday, didn't he? Goodness me, that was a very awful incident, to say the least. Quite a scary incident, but yeah, but he brought the first safety car, didn't he? And really shook things up there, didn't he? Gavin did. He does like to throw a surprise or 2 in there, doesn't he? And then we had the rain as well, didn't we? So that was absolutely incredible race, wasn't it? In bronze, fantastic stuff. Granty also, yes, Gooder as well. Darren, Granty giving the others false hope before snatching pole position. Of course, I would say that Granty's pole position record this season has been too great, has it? I think that is his Achilles heel, really, isn't it? Talking two in the man who's really good on one lap, and that's Jonathan. He's had 7 pole positions this season, Jonathan has, but he just needs to get the race results in there, doesn't he? I think that he's down in a 4th position now in the Drivers' Championship. I think he's a bit too far back. Remember, Jonathan was involved in the championship scrap last season up until the final 2-3 rounds. I was like, oh goodness me, he knocks over the bollard there, doesn't he? The British-Italian driver. But he's on his way nonetheless there. Jonathan's had 7 pole positions this season, hasn't he? I think he's had 9 in total, hasn't he? Jonathan has, of course, he's the most in ALR Gold history. Fantastic stuff there from the British-Italian driver. Good stuff indeed there. Brandon saying, won a good race and I've been unlucky this season. Indeed, for Brandon, he has had the lower reaches of the points, hasn't he? Brandon has this season. He's got 32 points then, so that ain't too bad. But as I was saying, he has won this race, hasn't he? Last season, his best result is actually only 6th position, which is quite astounding, isn't it? Goodness me there. So Brandon there, who won this race last season, he's had a win in the ALR. Oh, Jonathan's inviolated his time. He's gonna have to go around again. That's not good at all, is it, for Jonathan? Goodness gracious me. So he's gonna have to go around again. So we're gonna keep it on Sam, who is on the medium compound tires. Jonathan getting out of the way then. We're on board with Sam now, as he's going to take us around a lap here in Abu Dhabi there. Look at that, beautifully nice and tight there as well. As Sam, of course, is I'd say been one of the most improved drivers this season, hasn't he? And doing a very good job indeed. But can he get out of the relegation zone? I think that might be his target for the end of the season, isn't it? For Sam in the McLaren. And let's see what he can do then. Grant, he's saying, no way, bro, as I think as in terms of the chat for pole position as well. RH44, shalom. So we do love a good shalom, don't we? We've also got Darren saying a 33.9 in for Grant there. So I think that Darren is really throwing in his opinion there and giving us a very interesting insight there, isn't it, to what the pole position time is. So that's a very good. I love that, isn't it? Not only I do love your predictions, guys, so keep coming them in there, isn't it? Because your predictions are a lot better than mine, as I get them completely wrong all the time. So that's why I don't do it anymore, do I? Because I don't want to give any of these drivers the commentator's curse, do I? As I'll be very popular. As Sam there just coming out of turn 90 now. Of course, that's where his teammate unfortunately hit the wall, hit the Armco barrier. Sam very close to the outskirts of the track, but he's carrying on then. Car 19, and his tail is wagging. He comes across the line, and he has done a 37.0 there. Remember, that's on the medium compound tire. Coming through the coming down the pit straight as well. I think it's won the racing points. It is. It's Vesely there. It was on a 35.5 there. Good somebody. Brandon there is at a 35.6 there. Also on the medium compound tires as well. Good stuff indeed. And we've got a Red Bull of Young Lights there on a 35.6 as well. Look at this. It's very nip and tuck down. You can see there's a bit of a breeze there, isn't it? On top of the media centre. I think it was anyway. I'm just guessing really. Murphy has got a slap on the wrist there, hasn't he, for invalidating his time. Mumford out on track as well. Nigel starting as well. Matt is coming through the final turn as well. Sorry, 20. Now he's in the final turn. 21 then. Car 40 then. The Red Bull then coming out. Then he's on the soft tyres. And Matt goes at full fast mode on the same row as his teammate. Granty is on the soft tyres as well then. And Granty goes fast then. So he's gone straight for the soft tyres. Remember, he put on the soft tyres in the rain when the rain was drying up in Austria. Everyone else went for the medium tyres, and he had so much pace he had an extra stop. It was fantastic. It was a clinic. Oh, and Mumford again. Oh no, he's on the wall. He's on the wall. Is he out? He is out. He's down as the car. Mumford is out of qualifying, and that is a very scary shot. Look at this. We can see the other part of the track there. Mumford is out of qualifying. He was very happy with his pace in qualifying, albeit on the wrong tyres there. So he was expecting a clinic from Mumford, but unfortunately he might have to go to the clinic just to make sure he's all good. That is such a shame now for Mumford. He is our second knockout of qualifying, isn't he? Remember, we already lost Mr. Elite there after damaging the car in Q1 then. On board there with Nigel, he's coming through the final turn as well. And let's see what he can do then. And he comes into. Sorry, I was just reading the comments there, and I'm just something tickled me. Nigel there is coming into under the bridge there, coming out of turn at 19 as well. Lovely over the shoulder shot from Nigel. Of course, that black, gold, and yellow helmet there is becoming his signature, isn't it? And I love, of course, I do love a helmet. I love the signature of the helmet as well. Of course, it means something different to drivers, doesn't it? Nigel goes 8 fast at the moment. He's seeming to be off the pace at the moment, but that is a very uneducated statement to make, isn't it? Because he's on the hard compound tire, remember, and that is the slowest slowest of the tires, isn't it? But it will last the longest there, won't it? As he flies through turn 3. That's a fantastic shot. I love that shot. We got a yellow flag there. Emerson's back on track at the moment, and so this is a big day for Emerson. We're on round 17/16, but of course we got to go back and redo Spain. I think it's next week, isn't it? We redo Spain. I really should know, shouldn't I? Emerson now just coming into turn 1 as well then, and he is accelerated away then into turn 2. Then you can see it's a flick left-hander now into the right-hander. If you run too wide on that, your car will go and you'll have a big smash. We had smashes down there galore, didn't we? Jonathan, I think, crashed into Fisher. Jonathan and Fisher crashed there, didn't they? I don't think it's the same incident. And I think we had someone else there as well. I'm sure Gunnar had a big smash there as well one season, didn't he? Of course, Gunnar, the most experienced driver in ALR Gold history, of 46 Grand Prix starts there. Sam is left for session. Goodness me, Sam is left for session, and I hope he comes back soon then, Sam, because he is currently doing a fantastic job in 7th position. Sam is and this is a big day for Sam to get himself out of the relegation zone. Oh dear, oh dear. As we're just on board there with Emerson, he's coming down the back straight as Sam, and I quote from Sam there, the ducking game is poo. No, that is a shame, isn't it? Sam needs to get back in the session there. He's got 7 minutes to do so, so it's not the worst time to do it, but it's certainly not the best, there's a lot of worse things that can happen, but hopefully Sam can get back in the session in very, momentarily. Emerson on board for him, of course. Emerson there, he's had 8 Grand Prix wins to his name. I think we have to definitely very much appreciate Emerson and Grant there in terms of their skill level, isn't it? They are absolutely fantastic. 8 wins there for Emerson, 10 wins for Grant there, isn't it? Of course, this is a golden era. And that is also a play on words. It's a golden era, isn't it, for both Emerson and Grant in the league at the same time. It really is, isn't it? And it's very much incredible, isn't it? The competition between those two. Steve has gone 6th fast at the moment now in the Haas, in good 17th. That Jonathan hasn't set time yet. Norris far for Norris Murphy. Jonathan is invalidated this time again then. He's going to have to go around again, unfortunately then. And we'll see what he can do as well then. On board there, Jonathan then, of course, I was talking about the race wins there, but I think it's also a great time as well if you love one shot, if you love a one lapper, a fantastic qualifying lap, and we're on board with a man who is, well, I would say he's got a lot of great, incredible one lappers all over the leagues he races in. But of course in ALR he has 9 pole positions to his name so far, and 7 of them have come this season, hasn't it? And this season has been incredible, hasn't it? Because I think that's really this season has broke a lot of records, hasn't it? We had a lot of records from season 1 that was hanging over for season 2, haven't we? This season now we've had a record breakers, haven't we? We've got a new record pole set for Jonathan Cox, a new record winners in terms of it's been broken twice now, hasn't it? Of course it was Nigel, wasn't it? But then of course he extended last season with a win in Monaco. Then we had Emerson break it, and then Granty break it as well. Then Murphy has gone purple in the second sector in the Toro Rosso there, coming over the curbs there, fantastic, inch perfect there from Dan Murphy. 5.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Sam, someone needs to invite Sam back in. He needs to get back in. If anyone who sat in the pits there could throw him out an invite, that'd be very much appreciated from our side, won't it? I'll get back on the comments in just a few minutes, guys. There's Murphy there coming out of turn 90 as well, and into 20 there, chucking the car in there, not taking too much of the curbs there. Now into 21, Dan is, and comes out of the final turn. Let's see what he can do. That's third fast there from Dan. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Dan. Brilliant. What's Steve doing? Steve is coming back in the pits then after his first attempt now. Murphy is on an outlap mode, so we're going to watch Young Lights at the moment. Young Lights is at 10 for a second up. Sam is back in the session. Fantastic stuff, fans. So Sam is back in the session. Brilliant. As we're just watching Young Lights, he's 4/10 of a second up in the second sector. He's almost half a second up. Look at that, and he's going over the curves. That's cracking stuff. That is absolutely brilliant. 17. Far from Jonathan. The 2 minute one set of time yet, and we've got 4 minutes to go. This is quite a long lap. This is, isn't it? A minute and a half to be around a minute and a half to be precise, which is not precise at all, is it really? And now coming into the hotel as well, and that's a lovely feature of this Yas Marine circuit, isn't it? My goodness me, it feels like another world, doesn't it, when we're around here? Incredible stuff, isn't it? But of course, I do like the circuit, but I do love the traditional European circuits and the bit of the old feel of the garages as well. Young Knight's coming through the final turn, and he is now at second fast moment. And he's a whisker away from Granty. My goodness me, when I say a whisker, far shot is left for session as well. 6 fans for a second there. Goodness me, that is very nip and tuck, isn't it? 4 minutes to go in this session. Then who is going to be taking the walk of shame then? And being knocked out of qualifying too. Well, at the moment, we've lost Mumford already. It's Nigel Farth and Jonathan are in the drop zone moment. Jonathan there is on limpo mode at the moment, or be it it's just limping to get out on a quick lap. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up with the comments there. Grant is saying I'm making him blush there with the comments there. Grant also confirmed he might get a 34-0. He's hoping there. Jonathan's bad luck is rubbing off on Brandon there. Jonathan's had an awful lot of bad luck, hasn't he? He started off the season so strongly, didn't he? But unfortunately, he's gone downhill. As a far shot has just commented saying great. I think he's being sarcastic if my witty bar is going off there. His game has crashed there, so that's not good at all there, is it? So hopefully Farshot can get back in a second there. We've also got Young Light saying I went wide about 6 times, not a good time at all there. We've also got Gavin saying that Vezi, another one of my proteges doing well. Of course, Gunnar was the man who coached Emerson to make him such a great driver. Of course, when Emerson was driving the McLaren, wasn't he? Back in his debut in the Baku race. So fantastic stuff indeed. Oh gosh, sorry about that. I've just clicked off the stream now. That's great stuff, isn't it? Jonathan's now starting his lap, and he will be going in just a minute. Then, so we're on board, Jonathan. So I'm just quickly going through the rest of the comments here. We've also got Darren saying Mumford went wider. Lights he will win there. Yeah, I think Mumford went very wide there, didn't he? Brandon has made a controversial comment here, and he reckons that I'm going to be on pole position. Well, if only. I think. Yeah, the only pole I might be on is when I'm getting a wedgie done to me. Gavin there is saying, haha, good one, Darren. And we've also got a couple of we've got some banter sources in the old comments. I love it. As you can see, as Brandon said, you can call me Brandon there. Far shot is back in the session now then. As Gavin has also said, I've had a smash everywhere. Oh dear. And we've also got, I think Granty's having some Chinese. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And Sam is asking if someone could invite him back, but I think Sam came back in actually. That was about 5 minutes ago. And yes, Lights is saying he's 6,000 a second away. So that is as I've just quickly run through the comments. We've only got a minute to go in the session, 1 minute and 22 seconds. Farf is still in the pit, so Farf is, I reckon that Farf ain't going to be able to make it out there. Oh goodness me then. So I am usually a little behind, aren't I? So hopefully Farf might be able to go to the pits anytime now. He needs to get out of the pits quickly though. He's really very much cutting it fine, isn't he? Unless he does cut a bit of the track then. But I think he needs to be coming out of the pit lane now. Jonathan's run out of Versa, but he's had a time put on the board then. So Jonathan is through. Is he safely through? I'd say he is then, but I wouldn't bet my bottom dollar on it. Here comes and here comes Sam as well then, as he's coming down the back straight indeed then, and we've also lost Farf as well. No wait, hang on, sorry, I was just having a gander at the Oda comment section as well, just to make sure that everyone was in and fine and dandy. Wow, Sam is very much fine and dandy, isn't he? He's 7/10 up then as he navigates over the tricky chicane. And this is, as I've said before, this could be a big day for Sam there. It could be a big day for Mumford as well. Mumford is 5 points above the relegation zone as well, isn't he? So as Vesley's gone fastest, hasn't he, so far? He's in the 34-2. And Granty's gone a 44 flat there. Fantastic stuff. That was the time he was predicted for qualifying 3. Well, he's already matched, hasn't he? Impressive stuff, did that. Everyone's on the soft tires then. So I'm thinking for Tansy then, maybe go on to the soft tires and follow everyone else. That's what I normally do. It doesn't work for me though, does it? But that's because I'm a rubbish racer. Here comes Sam. He's out of the final turn. He's in 7th, 8th position, I should say. And that is it then. I think Man Steve was in the pit lane then, so potentially they might be out of qualifying it. We're on board then with a Tansy. We've got Farfus in the pits and Nigel's out on track. We're on board with Tansy then. He is going very wide then. He's going to make this corner. He's gone out wide. He's in the war. He's in the war. Tansy is out of qualifying. And he will start 11 fastest, but luckily he'll have any tires he can pick from. But that's a shame for Tansy there. He was giving it all. He was giving it all kinds of welly, wasn't he? But it just wasn't enough. He ran out of road, didn't he? Oh dear. And of course, we've had our second driver crash then, haven't we? Of course, that barrier is very deceiving moving, isn't it? We're on board with Nigel there as he accelerated out of the tricky double right-hander. Sorry, left-hander, I should say. I don't know where left to right side, so I better hold up my hands. Yep, it was left. Nigel there. Oh, lovely shot here from the hotel. Beautiful stuff indeed. And look at that. Oh, gosh, I'm getting a bit of vertigo there. Oh, I thought he was in the barrier and he was scraping it, wasn't he? Goodness me, left a bit of tire over on that Armco barrier. Into the follow turn as well. Let's see what he can do. Then he comes out of the follow turn. Where is it going to be? And it is 8 fastest then. And I'm John for this retire from the session. That is the end of qualifying 2 here in Yas Marina. Let's take stock, shall we? We have lost Matt, who's out of qualifying. He's in 11th position. 12th position is Tansley. 13th position is Farf. And Mumford in 14th position there. As oh, I got a bit of a breeze there on my back there. Oh, gosh. It's getting a bit nippy out there, isn't it? So into qualifying 3, we have Steve's on the medium compound tires. Interesting stuff indeed there. Everyone else is on soft by looks there, but don't quote me on that. We'll find out the official standings towards the end of this. As Grant there is on is fastest once again in qualifying 2. Let's see what will happen then as he goes into qualifying 3. As you can see, as the daylight is beginning to eclipse, and we are now getting the artificial light take over, and these just show how much of a work of art these Formula 1 cars are then, as Granty in the pits then. Tansy has just gone unfortunately he just ran out of road there slightly, didn't he? So that's unfortunate for that then. We've also got Darren saying great time lights, Granty we've also got young lights Franklin down as well then. Tansy saying I was the second up in the first half and then invalidated. What a shame for Tansy. So potentially Tansy would have been in qualifying 3 but just missed out there, very narrow margins as well. And Sam saying he didn't expect them to get into qualifying 3, but he has done it. Now then, we're going to get into qualifying 3 as well, and it's lovely shot here from the Williams mechanics there. Lovely stuff indeed there. You see the in-workings then of the garage as well then, and the monitor was coming down there. Oh, and look at that, we also had a bit of was it Harlem Shake there, where they kind of basically just not doing anything and he starts to do really weird things. I don't know. Anyway, let's you can see that is it then. So I was right for once. Everyone else on the soft tires, medium tires for Steve then. In the qualifying 3 we have Granty, we have Vesley, we have Lights, we have Emerson, Brandon, Dan, Jonathan, Nigel, Sam and Steve all through in the qualifying 3. Out of qualifying Matt, Tansy, Farf, Mumford, and of course we also lost Mr. Elite there out of the first qualifying session as well. Let's go then into qualifying 3 as well. This is going to get very interesting indeed then, isn't it? And who is going to be on pole position then for round 17 here in Abu Dhabi then? Well, currently Jonathan, of course, has held a monopoly on that pole position, hasn't he? Up until recently, we have had 1 pole position for Vesley this season. We've also had 3 pole positions for Emerson, albeit one of them he was handed to it, wasn't he? When Fisher got a 5 grid penalty. Young Lights on pole position as well. Fantastic lap. Of course, Granty's had 2 pole positions as well. So then we got to 12 minutes then into qualifying 3 then. Who is going to be on pole position then? As we just heard me going through the quick stats then of who's had what so far this season, and already then Jonathan is not wasted any time at all then as he's coming out of the pits. And I haven't even spoke about this unique pit exit yet, have I? Goodness me. Oh gosh, but yeah, you can see them going under the tunnel then and out of the pits then. I'm not sure how needed that pit entry is there, to be honest, is it really? I think it was just a bit of flash really, isn't it? But oh wow, it's a unique part of the circuit, isn't it? I got to say this is quite a unique circuit elsewhere. In terms of location anyway, it's fantastic, isn't it? It really is. I think in terms of classic races, hasn't really lived up to the billing much, has it? Would you? I'm not sure if you agree with that. Having said that, I quite enjoyed the race around here in 2010 now, of course. But I think that's because of the, it's because there was a championship on the line, really, than anything else, isn't it? That really comes to mind straight away. Of course, it's 2016 as well, where Hamilton held up Rosberg, didn't he? So he could try and get overtaken by, I think it was Verstappen and Vettel behind it, wasn't it? So that was a tense affair as well. But yeah, I think that a lot of the championship showdowns have made this race better than what it is, perhaps. But I quite enjoyed this circuit there. I've always gone well here unless I've hit the barrier, but I suppose I can say that about any track, really, can't I, really? As we just got a young light saying GG Sam, good stuff indeed there. Granty, there's a lot of GGs going on there, so great stuff indeed then. Very much united front there from the drivers, isn't it? Good stuff indeed there. We've also got Gunnar, who's a man who doesn't really throw out compliments too often, does he? But when he does, said you need to sit up and take note there, Gunnar there. there is saying nice lap there from Granty there. Of course, Granty, who was fastest in qualifying too. On board, Jonathan there, who's had a bit of a mess in qualifying session, but let's see what he can do that. Of course, Jonathan's already been in 1 or 2 races this today. I think he has a very busy Sunday. Sunday, of course. My Sundays is usually staying in bed till midday, perhaps, and then getting up, having a Swiss roll before having some Sunday lunch. That is usually my perfect Sunday. Here comes Jonathan then. He is on the soft tires, and he has got some brand new set of boots as well. So hopefully we have a lot of drivers then who will have plenty of soft tires, and so we might have 2 runs at maximum attack there. Jonathan there is coming out of turn 4 as well, and he drops down the hill there. Not much undulation changes around here, is it? It's very much a flat track, isn't it? When it was built in 2009, then, was it, of course. And it's been on the calendar ever since. It's been hovering around the final race lines. I think they pay a lot of money, isn't it, those, the final race. Personally, I always had Brazil, of course. If anyone remembers the 2012 finale in Brazil, was fantastic, wasn't it? Don't get me wrong. I don't think we would have that kind of race around here, would we? Of course, with all that rain and all that stuff. Having said that, though, I'm sure it rained in 2018, didn't it? I say that every time we've raced around here in the 2019 game, isn't it? But I find weather fascinating. And of course, it also spices up the racing as well. We have a bit of moisture coming out the air as well. Look at those brake discs glowing there. That's another unique part about having racing under lights, isn't it? Racing under floodlights, is you can see the brake discs glowing. Look at that then. And those brakes are around 1,000 degrees or something like that. I'm getting into very unknown territory now, because I'm a bit rubbish with the technical part of Formula 1. Oh, I know they're very hot. And I'm very hot indeed as well. Of course, hopefully I'm as hot as what I was on Monday. Goodness me. A little if I come out of a sauna. Anyway, Jonathan there is coming into the final turn as well. Let's see what Jonathan can do then. Car 25, the British Italian driver is fastest so far. He has done a 44.6 then, Jonathan Arsen. I think that might be slightly off the ballpark of what we're expecting here. Nigel's on the medium tires then. Vesi's gone fastest on a 34.55, and I wonder if the track is adapting here, because the times are not as quick as what I thought they'd be. Goodness me. Young Light's gone second fastest moment there, also on a 34.6, and these times are not as quick as what I thought they'd be so far. Interesting stuff indeed then. Here comes Steve then. Oh, he's around in his time. Steve has his got to go around again. We've got a Williams there, Granty. And he is starting his lap as well. So Granty really anticlimax for me there, didn't he? Into the pits comes Emerson as well. So Emerson's in the pits. What about Sam? Sam's on the back straight. So is Brandon as well as they come down the back straight. I wonder if Sam is trying to get a bit of a cheeky slipstream there. Here comes car 22 of Brandon navigating over the curbs, and those curbs can launch off, can't they? We had a big smasher between Grosjean, Webber, and I think Maldonado was involved there as well. And another car, I think it was, I'm sure it was a Renault. So we're on board. I think it was probably Grosjean. Oh, that was a bit rude of me, wasn't it? We're on board then as he's coming into turn 18 then. Brandon as well, and you can see we had a bit of understeer there, didn't we? Feel like the car is floating away. Understeer in turn 19 can be very terminal for your car, can it? As you've already seen 2 cars in the wall there, haven't we? This is the final turn. Zaki says hello, Forza. Coming through the final turn, and Brandon is on 5th fast run. What about Sam? Sam is 6th fast as well. Good 17 there for Sam. He's right in the mix lines. Good 17. Granty is purple in the second sector. That is his best time so far then. Lovely stuff. Look at that. Very neat and tidy then from the champion, from the defending champion, from the man who is leading the championship at the moment as well. Oh, lovely shot from the Marshall there. Looking very happy about life. Why shouldn't they be as well? As they get to watch the cars up close first, but of course remember the marshals don't get paid, do they? So yeah, very much it's very much an incredible service what they do, isn't it? They give up their time on the weekend to go and let these guys go races. So I think that shouldn't get lost on any races, should it? Granty comes out line, and he is on pole position there by a 10th of a second. Well, oh no, just under a 10th of a second from Vesi, who's second at the moment. But I think the track has cooled there slightly, and the times have been and the times have very much suffered at this stage of the proceedings so far. Yellow flag is fluttering in sector 2. Let's take stock. 5 minutes to go then in the session. Well, I should say 6 really, shouldn't I? It's Granty on pole position. Can this be his 3rd pole position of his season? I think that might be his 4th of his career, perhaps. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Vesi is second at the moment then. Vesi is also on a pole position. Well, he's only had 1 pole position to his name. Young Lights in 3rd position. Jonathan in 4th. Murphy and Brandon 5th and 6th. That's Toro Rosso for 3rd row there. Sam in 7th position with Nigel in 8th position. Emerson is 9th, and Steve is in 10th position then. So that's the top 10 as it stands at the moment there. Yeah, Granty is coming on 3 pole positions to his name and his career then. So can he get his 3rd pole position of the season, his 4th one of his career? He has been outstanding, hasn't he? Brandon is also coming in the pits as well then. So as you can see, they're slowing down then to 49 miles an hour as they come into the garages. We got Darren saying that Jonathan messed quality up, but then race will go well. So it's we've also got Forza saying sector 3 is a lap spoiler, so easy to invalidate. Yeah, we've seen a couple of guys invalidate, and we've towards the end, especially lap 20, turn 20. We have also got Jonathan saying, you against me, Darren? No, I want you to get a result, Jonathan. As Jonathan also echoes those sentiments as well. Then, so currently we've got a very quiet racetrack at the moment, haven't we? Apart from Granty there, who is disturbing the peace at the moment, isn't he? Of course, that's one thing I don't like is peace, really. And I mean in terms of, I don't mean we're going to go down a rotten road now, aren't we? Of course, I mean in terms of I don't like quiet. So then we're just waiting for the cars to come back out now. There's going to be drivers then. They'll be visualising their laps and get on a brand new spanking set of soft tyres then before going out for one more run around this Yas Marina circuit. And so I wonder what they're doing at the moment then. This is going to be an interesting sight for some of the drivers, isn't it? Are they visualising the lap now? Are they how are they going to get into it? Of course, remember David Coulthard and guys like that used to close their eyes and visualise the lap. What are these guys doing at the moment then? Well, at the moment they're just sitting there, and so they might even be taking a nap then slightly, but they can't have too much of a nap though, can they? Because they need to get back out there. Emerson currently down 9th position. This is not good for his championship credentials at the moment, is it? Remember this time last season, unfortunately his championship campaign ended quite horrifically, didn't it? This season he needs to get himself back on terms with Granty, doesn't he? He seems to be losing points as well, doesn't he? So you can see the time is still ticking down at the moment. The tensions build up. Who is going to blink first, and who wants to get out on track? Remember, ideally the best time you want to be on track is when the last person out there, because the track is going to be at its absolute best there, and it's kind of a waiting game then. So who is going to blink first then out of these 10 drivers then? This is going to be very much interesting stuff, and it's going to be a lot of pressure on Steve and Emerson, isn't it? Because they haven't even set a time yet, have they? And of course Steve at the moment there is down in at 10th for this road. Still, I think he's had a very good season, isn't he? I think overall though, a lot of guys, we have a look at some of the drivers that have done this season. Some drivers might be very disappointed. I think Fireshot is one driver that is very disappointing, isn't it? But it's easy. I don't want to bring up names, but unfortunately I have, I don't know, because Brandon, another one who's echoed that he feels that a difficult season, and I think that and a couple of other drivers, well, Twan I think has been the most surprised one, hasn't he? Really in terms of how the season's gone, unfortunately. But hopefully, unfortunately, I think Twan's season's over as well, isn't he? As I think he's been he goes back to his education, doesn't he? I think anyway. As Steve coming out of the pit said, so yeah, as I just looked down then, very much Monza 2019 vibes there from Tansy, just waiting. It really is there, isn't it? Of course there, it's just making it more tenser, isn't it? So of course Abu Dhabi is usually a traditional end of season race, isn't it? It's slightly earlier than what normally is on the calendar, isn't it? Because usually it's the far race of the season, or probably like around 19 or 20. Well, this season is round 17, is it? But it's still very much then, it's very much the pressure cooker, isn't it? It's not about the sweltering heat of the desert, it's also about the pressure, isn't it? About putting on yourself, isn't it? Guys that are under pressure at the moment. Granty, I would feel, as a yellow flag out there, I would say Granty at the moment is probably under the least pressure. I know it's easier to chase than be chased, isn't it? But Granty is very much handling the pressure absolutely splendidly well, hasn't he, over the past couple of races? He's been fantastic, hasn't he? Emerson, then can he get himself back in the championship? That is the question, isn't it? And it's going to be a very interesting running, isn't it, till the end of the season. And just a quick plug, isn't it, whilst we're getting just waiting for the guys to come across the line. Of course, tomorrow night is silver action, where Glock has already rounded up the championship at round 15 in Spain, didn't he? And had a very difficult race last week, didn't he? When he tried to start from the back of the field there, but he come a cropper, didn't he? Can Glock there get himself back on the top step in this race tomorrow night then? And of course, Brom's there in their fourth ever race there, and they've been fantastic. And the first 3 races have been absolutely stellar. We've had 3 different winners from 3 different races, and we've got our 4th as well. Remember, Gurman had a fantastic race, didn't he? Last week, they're brilliant 17, and Sean Hammers was fantastic as well. Then both drivers was really tip my hat off to them. Fantastic stuff, it really was that. Darren has just said, come on, Williams there. Vesey is improved in the first sector as well. We've also got forward to say, watch out for the light start. His starts are pretty sweet. And so now we've got Vesey on the back straight as well. I think I'm trying to work it out. I'm wondering who Forge is talking about there then, because I've been nattering on then. I should have been keeping on the comments a bit more. But I think that it's Vesey coming down the back straight as well. I think Grant has been very good on the starts, hasn't he? He usually makes up the plates at the start, doesn't he, Grant? He hasn't had to do it recently, has he? Because he's been very much on the front row, hasn't he? Here comes Vesey coming down the back straight as well. And he's only had one pole position in his ALR career so far. Remember, that was an incredible return. I think it was in Mexico, isn't it, where he returned back to ALR, because he did have 6 races in this first season, didn't he? And then he returned there in season 3 in Mexico, and he's been brilliant, hasn't he? But I don't think that next season is going to be interesting, is it? How is he going to be able to put a championship contention on that? I think that it's going to be very interesting, isn't it? I think he's just probably trying to dip his toe in the water there, see the competition, and then season 4 is going to be very much where it's all about. And wow, look at that, he flies past me at over 100 miles an hour. Brilliant stuff. And into the final corner now. This is the far turn then, as now let's see what he can do. Then he comes over the grid hatches, and Vesey there has taken pole position then, so he has got pole position by 3/10 of a second. Fantastic stuff. Here comes Steve. He hasn't set a time yet from the Haas into the final turn as well. Car 45, here he is, final corner, accelerated out then, and Steve is gonna be 7th fastest, good 17 for Steven. We got Granty out there as well. Granty into turn 20 then. He is on pole position above there. This is the final corner. Can he match the 3/10 of a second? Wesley's gain. He has. He's on pole position in fantastic time. Nigel coming through turn 21 now then. And then we got a Mercedes. Then we got a Toro Rosso. We got a McLaren. We got Alfa Romeo. Nigel goes 7th fast run, and he's been a bit of the pace, hasn't he? Emerson coming through. He's in 3rd fastest. And Murphy goes 4th fastest. Where does Sam go? Sam stays 10th fastest. What about Jonathan? Jonathan is 6th fastest at the end, and I think that might be disappointing for Jonathan. 7th fastest for Brandon. What about Young Lights then? And Young Lights in violated this time as well then. So Granty is on pole position and for the 3rd time this season, for the 4th time in his career. That is absolutely fantastic stuff there from Granty. Wow, this man is unstoppable at the moment, isn't he? Vesey is alongside him on row 1. That is juicy. Just behind Granty is his championship rival Ayrton. So Emerson, and so it's going to be it's going to be an interesting start to this Grand Prix here in Yas Marina. Let's take a look at the final classification then from qualifying 3. Granty on pole position then, 4th time in his career, 3rd time this season. Fantastic. Vesey is alongside him on row 1. Vesey right back in the thick of things. He hasn't been that high up since Mexico. Emerson in 3rd position with Murphy in 4th position. Oh goodness me. 5th position is Young Lights with Jonathan down in 6th position. 7th position is Brandon. Nigel is 8th then. 9th is Steve, and 10th is Sam. And Zaki did mean Forza meant Young Lights. Yeah, Young Lights has been, I gotta say, Young Lights has been fantastic in the since Australia. I keep saying it every stream, but since Australia, he's been absolutely magnificent. As he really turned the tables, and he's flown back up into the top half of the table. And I'm looking forward to what he can do next season. If he keeps his form up, my goodness me, he's definitely gonna be fighting in the fighting for podiums, isn't it? And maybe even getting a championship run. Then that's gonna be interesting, isn't it? Glock just got lucky all season there from Darren. So it's I gotta say, I kind of agree with you there, Darren. Of course, Glock has been fantastic, hasn't he? As Dancy saying, no Lights, he's lost his front wing there. Young Lights is unhappy with that then. Granty saying, get in there, beautiful up there from Granty. Young Lights say could got 3/10 of a second quicker there, and possibly even P4 or even the top 3 there. Lucky there. And Granty almost gone to a 33 there. A good stuff indeed then. And GG there. As now we're just getting ready for the race itself, and as you can see then, as the session is timing down then, and I am up to speed with all of the comments as well then. So I think it's a job well done then. 16 cars on the grid then for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I think that's more of the case then. It's people don't really like this circuit, really, isn't it? I've gotten the lap data, and I shouldn't have, should I really? Let's go for the grid chart from front to 16th end. 28 laps around here. It's a difficult track. track, isn't it? And really going to be very interesting indeed there. Granty, 4th pole position of his career, 3rd time of the season. I keep saying that because this season he has been mesmerising, hasn't he? Vesey is alongside him on row 1 then. So Vesey, his highest grip position since Mexico. Brilliant stuff. And Emerson in 3rd position. Can Emerson now have a clean race there? He needs a clean race, doesn't he? Dan Murphy has really, since joined the Toro Rosso, hasn't he has really come back with a splash, hasn't he? He's moved himself to 5th in the championship. He's been impressive, hasn't he, since returning? So 5th position is Young Lights as well. He's been fantastic as well. Jonathan, very much having a lot of bad luck at the moment. He's down in 6th position. Can he have a clean race though? Brandon in 7th position. He won this race last season. He is 7th at the moment then. As oh gosh, I've just completely thrown my phone across the room now. I'm getting too excited here, guys. 8th position is Nigel then. And 9th position is Sam in the top 10. Then can he stay there? He needs to claw back. He needs to claw back at least 5 points to get out of the relegation zone, doesn't he? So that means at least 7th position here tonight then. Matt in 11th position there. 12th position is Tansy on his Ferrari debut. 13th position, he's in front of Farfar. Good stuff indeed there. As Farfar decided he's not interested in the formation lap. 40th position is Mumford. He had a big old smash and qualified, as did Mr. Elite in 15th position. Have they shaken it off? And Fireshot is down in 16th position in the Haas. So expect Fireshot to come through the field as well. And hopefully he can have a first a strong end to what's been a difficult season in the Haas there for Fireshot then. Grant then here he comes in under the hotel then as well. Darren is saying, and good luck all looking forward to this. We've also got who needs a Virtual Grand Prix when we have ALR as well. Of course I think the Virtual Grand Prix is on tonight as well, but I'm not sure what time it is, so let's not throw that plug in there, should we? Now then, as we're coming through the final corner as well, then Granty pole position again then. He is really starting to take this championship by the scruff of the neck, isn't he? And I think that's all the talking point has been about here. It's not just a championship, hasn't it? Goodness me, that we need to we also need to focus on the race itself as well. And into the final corner then is Fireshot as well, down in 16th position. Fireshot is can he now make up some grid positions then? 16 cars here in Abu Dhabi. We got 28 laps then, and oh, there's the lights coming on then, so we're just waiting for the lights to go off, and yellow flag in free then as the lights go off, and just waiting for those revs to go then. So you see Granty is pointing slightly outwards there, isn't he? And look at Wesley, he is pointing to try and go in front of Granty. Now we go! And Granty gets a good start there. That's a very good start there. I think he's going to be uncontested to turn what he is indeed. That's a Haas flying down the inside there. Oh, that's a voice and point. Who's that? That's a Wesley off the track there. Wesley is off the track, and all of a sudden Paul and started. Granty leads Emerson in the second position there. Third position is Wright and Murphy 4th. Jonathan is in 5th position as they come down into turn 4. And let's see how they do. Oh my goodness me, look at them all. Look, that's two McLarens there. Savage dropped down into third position. He's on the pole and start. He's also gone wide slightly as well. Mr. Elite in 30th position. Farshall 14th. Tansey's in 15th position. I bet he's 16th position there. Emerson, then we've got Granty, then we've got Young Lights. And look at this, all that is. Young Lights is trying to break the slipstream of Murphy as they come down into the chicane as well. He's having a look there. He's just showing the nose cone there of the Red Bull. We've also got Steve who's alongside Brandon. Steve is through. He's a fantastic one over there. Nigel also on the outside. Oh wow! Oh, there's also a bit of a kiss as well then, as Nigel and Brandon getting very close there, and they come down then. Once again there's another drag then coming down into there. Oh look at this! That's a Toro Rosso then jumping out, throwing it in front. Oh, contact Murphy then getting in front there. Murphy is through and up into third position there. Jonathan's up in the 440. Young Lights is squeezing them. Oh goodness me! We've also hit a ball on the wall. They're right off the track there in the background. Jonathan's up in the 4th position. Young Lights dropping down the 5th position there. Steve, fantastic start, 6th position there. We got to Mumford moving up into 9th position. Fantastic stuff. On a good old look there. And Nigel, we got a car going wide there. That was Brandon going wide there. He's going to lose a bit of momentum as they come under the hotel then, and ready to complete lap 1 then. Grant has got a 1.3 second lead there over Emerson after the first lap with Murphy in 3rd position. Perfect start there from those three then indeed then. Unfortunately Vesley is quite a way back. Farfar's a lap down apparently, but I think that's just his tracker gone wrong then. Fireshot is up to 12th position with Sam dropping down a couple of positions as well. Let's take a look at the change of positions there. So unfortunately, oh look at that mask off the track and Farfar's going to go off it up there. Oh goodness me then, we've had some incidents here. Jonathan I think is dropping down the position there. Remember he crashed there last season, didn't he? And they're going there, nip and tuck coming down there, and Farfar's out the inside. He passes man, and who's on there? So that's 4. Goodness me, Fireshot is brutal collides in there. And oh goodness me, that was very much robust, wasn't it, there for Fireshot? Jonathan has dropped down the order there. Young Lights is now in front of him, back on board. Jonathan there, and look at them, they're all slipstreaming. This is traditional so far. Of course, there's no DRS yet then. And now then it's Young Lights there. It's just a problem. Jonathan going to look that cut down. No, not quite then. And wait, oh look at this, is Brandon there. No, look at Nigel there, also come back as well. Jonathan there. And so keep looking there to see if anyone's changing there. Look, there's the front, there's second and third, I should say. And Jonathan there is all over the back of that Red Bull thing. As Young Lights is now starting to drop behind Murphy at the moment. Jonathan is through. He passes Young Lights, does he? Yeah, there he is. So he's through. Oh, in full position as well. And look at them all. Then Lionel's third one, aren't they? And then we got Sam. We got both McLarens, and then we got Tans as well in the third, just dropping back there. And then Vesey, who's slightly out of position there, down in 16th position as well. And I think, did he pit? I don't think Vesey's pit, has he? Let's have a look. No, he hasn't. I don't know actually. So I think he has pitted there, and so Vesey has pitted. He's now got to make up those seconds lost there, doesn't he? As far as I'm saying, Steve's in a good position. He's in a fantastic position. He had a fantastic start, hasn't he? Darren is saying that Vesey was so unlucky there. Really good stuff indeed. Then yeah, Steve's in a very good position on the medium compound tires. Great for your comments coming in, guys. I'm all ears here tonight. I'll need your help then, because this is going to be a very tricky lap, a very tricky Grand Prix ahead of us, isn't it? And we got 28 laps around here, and we've done 3 already. We got another 25 to go. Then it's that Lights there, it's just keeping tabs on John for the moment. See on the medium tires, and yeah, right in the thick of action, just as Forza said, and good stuff indeed. Then as they accelerate away and coming down as well. Then, as you can see, then so we've got Steve then, who is now going to have to really start to defend. There's a DRS is available on the end of the third lap. Then Brandon through up and do 6th position. Remember, Brandon won this race last season, headed home with Renault 1-2. I know that's really confirmed. Renault is the Constructors Championship. Oh, getting a bit of a love kiss there on the back of the diffuser. And we've got Far from Mumford. They're getting very close together. Now Fireshot, who I gotta say is never shy of an overtaking, see, and he's now gaining. Oh goodness me, Fireshot getting very close. And Farford's on the medium compound tires. Where's Fireshot? And there they are indeed. And they're side by side. And they come over the chicane once again. Then Mumford's got a 3-second penalty as Fireshot is still behind Farford. Back on board there with the Haas driver, and Farf is still in the moment as well. And as Darren said, Zaki the D-pad master, and of course Forza uses the D-pad to steer, which is absolutely incredible stuff, isn't it? That's a talented one of itself, isn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed there. I can't even steer using the analog sticks or the steering wheel, so yeah, that just shows. But then again, I'm just a mere mortal. As one for going side. Whoa! What was that? Matt is off the track, and he has gone off in a huge way. And I don't know what happened there. That's a big shot there. That's right off the track. Safety car is out then. And we're on board then with Tansy. Is he going to roll the dice and go to the pits, or is he happy with the medium tires? Now that is that is an incredible smash there, an incredible shunt there, and this is helping Vesey, who's right at the back of the field. Remember, he had some pace. Remember where he qualified. And oh dear, I'm not sure what happened there. If there's a collision between I just sent 2 McLarens there, and then Red Bull. So Matt there has been absolutely destroyed there, and hopefully hope that is such a shame indeed. Then we can't really comment on that just yet, as we don't really know what happened then. So safety car's out. Bert Moylander is out right now then. So as Vesey there, we're on board Vesey then, so he is staying out as well then. The Mumford is saying his calling the king of the first lap, then he's loving life alone. He's up into 9th position. Fantastic stuff indeed then. So 15 cars are left out of the 16 that started. Matt is retired from the race then. A big shunt for Matt, and unfortunately that will be Matt's 8th race, 8 DNF of the season then. Remember, up until the beginning of this season, Matt was very good with minimising the DNFs and getting some good results, but this season it just on the rub of the green, has he? So the safety car is out then. I'm wondering who's going to come in the pits then. I think is it a bit early for the soft tires then? I'm not sure, to be honest then. I'm wondering then if whatever Grant does, I wonder if Emerson might do the opposite here. So if Grant comes in the pits, will Emerson stay out then? Or oh, lovely shot here from the Williams era of Grant. And look at that then. You can see that the Williams is the only car that has its display on the chassis of the car then. Everyone else has their display on the steering wheel, and that's because the steering wheel is lighter for the Williams there. It's really helping Grant here on the Williams team, who is leading the Constructor into the pits. pits comes the race leader then. So Granty is in the pits then. Emerson's as well. They're all taking their time to come in the pits then. Steve, I think, is going to be Steve's in the pits as well. Full Steve might stay out there because he's on the medium tyres. So Mumford in the pits as well. So they're all coming in the pits then. And I'm wondering then if Tansy should have come in the pits on the last lap then. So free second penalty as well. So Granty in and out there. We got Farf who has stayed on it. So Farf has rolled the dice then. Murphy, where is he? Murphy's out in front. Emerson is behind Murphy. Goodness me then. Tansy is also stayed out as well. So Tansy has thrown himself very much in the thick of things as well. Oh, this is good stuff, isn't it? Murphy in front of Emerson as well. Jonathan and Young Lights. Then we got Nigel. Then we got Brandon. Mr. Lee is in front of Mumford. The McLaren have had to queue. And there's some now. The McLaren are getting toward it. Oh, this is such a shame for Sam, isn't it? And he's chasing the common tyres and he's back out there. Oh, there's some Forshaw is damaged the nose cone there as we had a Mr. Haas mechanic in front of us. He is in and out as well. Vesley is Vesley might get in front of Forshaw. He will get in front of Forshaw. Is Vesley going to get in front of Sam as well? I think he will then. So good stuff did that. As unfortunately for Steve, that is kind of not really happening at all. He's on the hard tyres now, is he? I wonder if it's going to be difficult to warm up then. So Sam is out in 40th position then. Farshot is coming out in 15th position then. He's up position from where he started then. There's a Darren is saying no way the medium tyres will do 23 laps then. Of course that's a very long way to go, isn't it? Because I think it is a bit too early for the safety car, isn't it? That has really thrown the strategy all up in arms, hasn't it? This is fantastic, isn't it? So let's take stock, shall we? So currently we've got Farfree, he hasn't stopped. Tansy hasn't stopped here. Both Ferraris are in first and third at the moment. Fantastic stuff there from the scooter area. Very good stuff indeed then. Vesley had to pit earlier on because he had a damage to his front wing on the opening lap then, and he has dropped down. He was on the front row then. So Granty's going to have to navigate through the Ferrari then, and Murphy and Emerson are going to have to navigate through both Ferraris then. But I don't think Farf is going to be like letting him through. How'd you do, sir? Is he remembering Silverstone? Farf was on an alternative strategy and he didn't let the leaders through, did he? He's a man who doesn't like to let anyone through. Of course, he's a racer, isn't he? It's good stuff indeed. Then we're on board with Grant. A lovely over the shoulder shot at the moment, over the shoulder shot as well. So Emerson has dropped from second to third. Well, is now even though technically he's in fifth position at the moment, he is now also behind Murphy, isn't he? So he's gone from second to third because Murphy was right behind him on the track. So the Toro Rosso guys got to work much quicker than the Mercedes, didn't they? And that is going to pay dividends later on in this race. So at the moment, then we've got Farf who's leading this race. The safety car's out. Bert Mylander is out. And we didn't see the safety car for gold or silver last week, did we? We seen the safety car for bronze twice, didn't we? One of them was caused by when the Ferrari driver was a Gunnar, wasn't it, in Austria? As you can see, that Farf just going alongside that Mercedes AMG supercar, isn't it? That's an incredible car, isn't it, for the safety car? And it's not a slow car, but in terms of these cars, it is, isn't it? So anyway, let's take. We got everyone in the top 9 who's on the medium tires. So we've got Mr. Elite who's on the soft, and Mumford on soft as well. Steve is on the hard tires. So Steve might be the joker in the pack here. Can he get to the end on those hard tires? I think he will, but is he going to be able to get to the hard tires on the end then with reasonable pace? That's the question then. We've already heard that Darren doesn't think the 23 laps, the medium tires going to go for 23 laps. So that means that we're going to have another pit window, which is all good indeed then, isn't it? Best way about Gold Racing first for ideas tomorrow. It really is, isn't it? Of course, there's a lot of silver and a lot of the bronze drivers might be watching this race now, just thinking about what are they going to do in terms of strategy, or perhaps they already know what they're going to do on strategy then, and they're just having some ideas of what to do and what not to do. Maybe these races might even change their mind as well. I gotta say, I wasn't actually expecting the safety car tonight, to be fair, because there's a lot of runoff around here, isn't there? And of course, Matt was a long way off the track out of turn 20. That was a vile old shunt there, wasn't it? So I'm not sure if he got a helping hand out there or what. I think he would have done. I wonder if the wheels interlocked there with when the cars lower down the field there. I did see 2 McLarens there, but that is safety cars in this lap then. I did see 2 McLarens there, but I'm not sure if they were the reason for that incident or not. Then, so I don't really want to cry wolf kind of things and point any fingers yet, but unfortunately that's Matt out of the race then, down. So that's another race with no points there for Matt, unfortunately, in the Red Bull. Farf is just trying to warm up his tires then. He has got medium tires up behind him. Grant, he's only got 4 laps younger medium tires then, so it's not the difference, it's not that big then, is it? We're on board there with Grant. Now we're back with Farf, and here we go then. The safety car is trundling off there. I say trundling, it's throwing itself away then as well, as Forza saying expecting Grant to overtake fourth. Williams overtaking the Ferrari. Last time we had that was in 2015, I believe. Goodness me, that was a long... Oh, contact from Tansy has gone into the back, and Granty has gone 5-second penalty for the collision. Oh, no, that's not good at all, and I'm not sure how that's happened, but Granty and Tansy have cut the blows there, and I'm not sure if there's damage on the Ferrari, I'm not sure if there's damage on the Williams. We're back race, and then fourth leads Granty a second, and Tansy's got damage then, so he's going to have a lot of understeer as well, as he is weaving from left to right then, and I'm not sure if fourth caused that problem or not then, but so we now come through the turn one, and fourth then leads the race, then second position is Granty, third is Tansy, Murphy fourth, fifth is Emerson, very close to the back of Murphy there. Emerson is as they come down then into the first breaking point as well. Then it's Vesey has got past them. Steve who's on the hard shot Haas at the moment, isn't he? I'm trying to say that whilst getting too excited about these brilliant warriors that are trying to no DRS in it, and Tansy there starting to defend them. Look at this, a lovely shot here for the Ferrari. Look at outside, look at Murphy, he is very much like a predator, isn't he? And where is he? No, that's a Granty, and look at Tansy, they're trying to break someone saying, oh, he's ghosted on the inside of Murphy then, and as we're just accelerating away, there's Tansy there is having a ghost at the moment, there's these, of course, look at this down, Emerson is down, oh goodness me, look at very different token, and look at Granty, they're also battling for the lead as well, and Granty's got on the outside, Tansy's on the inside, he's on the inside there, he's gone wide, and Murphy is through number the third position there, and Emerson is got a QB on his own, Jonathan there, Tansy's gone off the track there, Tansy is struggling there with the damage shot to the Ferrari, oh goodness me there, and I've hit the telemetry, oh this is getting too much for me, and they're coming now into turn number 17, I think it is, or 18, or something like that, so I've lost my way completely. Tansy is dropping down like a stone at the moment, isn't he? 5, so 3-second penalty there for young lights as well, and they're coming now out to turn 19 then, Nigel then, we've got Tansy, we've got yellow, oh my goodness me, that's a smash, that's Steve and Fetzy have gone into each other, Steve's out of the race, Fetzy's out of the race as well in the background, and I apologise for screaming, oh my goodness me, a virtual safety car, a VSC in this race, and no one has Tansy's going to the pits, so that might help him in terms of the not losing too much time there. Virtual safety cars out. Vesey's left the session then, so a nightmare race for Vesey, unfortunately. Steve out of the race as well, and that is a shame, and I didn't see what happened there. At turn 19 now, it's causing some issues out for the goal drivers tonight, and goodness gracious me then, Tansy's coming out of the pits now, we're back racing it. Farf is still leading in second position, there's that fire shot in Mumford, Mumford and fire shot that's going ballad wheel to wheel, and Mumford is still in front at the moment, and fire shot is very keen on the back there, isn't he? And as you can see, as they come out, it's Darren saying safety car impatient strikes again, and it really doesn't. It was at least a Ferrari front wing, which I completely agree with you, Darren. It was, wasn't it? As is a Jonathan there. I thought he was skating straight on there. It's incredible these some power of these cars, and Granty is now going for the lead. He's going for the lead, isn't he? And where's Farf? Farf is defending outside. Granty's going for the switch, he's going for the switch, he's going for the double dummy, but hasn't worked yet, and Farf is still in front of him, and Granty is Farf is still leads, and Granty is still second now. Oh, now we've got Farshot is battling away with Mumford on the inside then. Farshot is chopping off the nose cone of the Mercedes, and he is through and up into turn for this as well. Oh goodness me, then Sonny accelerates out then of the double right under as well, and I've hit the telemetry off again. I need to keep my hands to myself. Brandon is in 8th position, Nigel's up to 7th position as well. I think this is what you're interested in. This is the battle here between Farf and Granty, getting very heated at the front there, and Granty, who had a good advantage, didn't he, because of Tansy's damage. They're really close with Granty there, just weaving from left to right then, and now they come into turn one then, as you can see then. Farf, then we got Granty, and we got Murphy there in third position as well. Then look at this, he's going over the cross, and he wants to get by the Ferrari as quickly as possible, and look at it, says, look, Murphy is now starting to burn down. There he is, and there's Emerson in the back as well. Farf is on the inside, Granty is going on the outside, he dances on the outside, he passes, he takes the lead, but Farf is going to have the inside, is he? Not quite. Granty leads this race on lap number 9. Fantastic stuff indeed there. And Granty there just trying to break the slipstream as well, because now Dan is trying to get through as well. Dan could become a thorn into the side of oh, look at this, look at them, they're very aggressively weaving there on the straight 10 minutes. Murphy, he's going to go. Oh my goodness me, it's Matt's after session then. Unfortunately, he retired earlier on this race then. Oh, it's Jonathan and Emerson getting a bit too close. Look at how much they're concertining up here. And now Farf is back in the DRS zone as well, and Granty is trying to break it, isn't it? And there's Murphy in the background as well. Oh, we're going to spin. It's like we've got a bit of father leader here, haven't we? Granty has As escape. Now Jonathan is side through past Emerson already. Yes, Jonathan is having the 4th position and he passes Emerson. And Emerson is dropping down at the moment. This is not good for Emerson. The championship battle, is it? And this is not good at all, is it? Jonathan is now a 2.5 behind Murphy. Murphy is 0.3 of a second. Less than that now. He's less than 0.3 of a second behind Farf. Remember, Farf is on the tires. He hasn't diverted from his original strategy. Farf hasn't, because of the early safety car. So yeah, Farf might be in the box seats later on, mightn't he? In terms of where he's going to be, so he's going to have one less pit stop, I believe. Finger up in the air kind of thing. Then everyone else on lap 10. We've got 18 more laps to go around Abu Dhabi. I know, goodness me, the first 10 laps have absolutely been action packed. Brandon set the fast on the race on in 8th position at the moment. Then they come out of turn 1, then before flicking it into turn 2 on board Murphy again. And this is the closest battle on track at the moment. Indeed, it is. Jonathan now is now starting to really home in on these two. Then so Murphy needs to get by as quickly as possible, doesn't he? Otherwise, he will be Otherwise, he's going to be in the clutch of Jonathan as well, isn't he? And Jonathan, who's had some very appalling luck as of late, and can this be the race where he gets himself back into the podium, back into some decent points? Well, now Murphy is now gaining on Farf again, and Farfair is going on the inside there, so Murphy is staying on the racing line. He's got DRS, he passes Farf, he is up into 2nd position then. Farf is dropping down into 3rd position then. Farf will have DRS as well, as Farshot is another man who's on the move. He is now up into 9th position then. Mr. Ali had a bit of a touch there with Farshot, but I think that they're all fine and dandy again then. Oh, look at Farshot, he's having a look then, but no, he's not quite close enough then. Coming down then into coming out of the back straight as well then. Look at this, they're very close there. So look at Farfred, he's all over the back of that Toro Rosso, isn't he? Goodness me, 2 Italian cars. I'm struggling to see which one's which, apart from they're a different colour. As you can see, as they're flying and through the very kinky kink right-hander as well. Before coming into the hotel, look at Grant, he's got a 2-second lead at the moment. Now and then we've got a bit of a queue on me before, but I think Murphy now might start to launch away because he's on the fresher medium shod tyres then, isn't he, in the Toro Rosso. So Farf is now becoming a queue, isn't he? We've lost 3 cars, so we've lost the Steve, we've lost Vesely, we've lost Matt then in this race then. Unfortunately as well, Grant is at the fast side of the race then. Now Jonathan is all over the back of Farf as well. Jonathan's going to have a look, is he going to turn 1? Goodness me, that's not overtaking place. He is through, he passes Farf and moves up into 3rd position. Jonathan there, my god, the ultimate opportunist there, he strikes whilst the iron's hot there. Farf had an appalling XL turn 21, and that is letting through then. Can Emerson get through as well? We're on board with Emerson at the moment then. He is in 5th position then. Can he get by Farf as quickly as possible then? Murphy is now starting to reel in Granty. Oh, this is getting good. We got Jonathan 1.3 seconds back as well. Farfair is still at the moment there. He is on he's still in 4th position, but remember he is on the he hasn't come in the pits, or has he? That's why at the moment he is just dropping down then. Mr. Elite and Mumford on the soft tires. Emerson is going up the inside. He passes Farf. He is trying to shut the door, but Farf is on the inside. Oh my goodness, they're getting very close. And Young Rice is also in that bar as well. Farf is Farfair not oh look at amazing shot. Look at Young Rice is going up the outside there. Farfair positions his car absolutely wonderfully well. Emerson's down into 6th now. Oh, Young Rice almost getting his nose cone chopped off there. Farfair is still in 4th position. Look at this this is Halpin, the likes of Jonathan and Dan there just pull away. Grant had an incredible second sector there, didn't he? He found 4/10 of a second over Dan, and they flying into the far section. I'm loving that shot. That's a fantastic shot. Oh, hats off there to the producer. Young Rice got 3-second penalty. Farfair's got off the track there, and oh goodness me, then slipping off the nose cone there is, oh my goodness me, that is a wild lunge, and he's gone off. Oh, Young Light's gone off there. What a shame there for Young Light said, and he has dropped all the way down into the finish as well, and Emerson is now back up to 5th as well. Nigel is now moving this way up to 6th position. Remember, Nigel was on the back foot and qualified. Young Lights has recovered to, where is he? He's down in 11th position. Young Lights says, oh dear, as Young Lights' tires is going to be as hot as fire at the moment, isn't they? He needs to just cool those tires down, doesn't he? And I need to cool myself down as well. Goodness me then. And incredible stuff. And as Darren said, this is what Jonathan needs to in fair play. He's on a fantastic race job for this at the moment. He really is. Same with Murphy, and now then is Granty and Murphy. That could be a race-long battle at the moment, can it? It's going to yo-yo around, I think, between Murphy and Granty. But I've got to say, Murphy's been incredible, hasn't he? Since Canada, he has been absolutely mesmerized. He's been on the podium in every single race that he's participated in since Canada. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And so potentially he could be 3 for 3 here. Emerson is now up the inside. inside passes Farfetch. Oh, Farfetch just giving him a good old nudge then. Just on the defuse then. Nigel's back is behind him as well then. And now then, so I think Emerson's had a good launch off phase 4. 10 seconds back. Mr. Elite and Mumford are still battling away for 9 for 10 position at the moment then. And what's that now? Emerson then is defending the inside line then, trying to cut across a Farf and stopping the momentum. Good stuff indeed there. And Farf, look at Farf, he's launched all of his courage. He's got a lunge. Oh my goodness me, that door was always shut in there, wasn't it? On Farf. So Emerson slamming the door shut there on the Ferrari driver as well there. Nigel there. Oh, I thought he's going to go to the back there. Good. I get so surprised and amazed of how these cars still slow down, don't they? Incredible. And I've been doing this for a year now. Goodness me. Nigel there is now he needs to get by Farf as quick as possible. Farf's done 11 laps on those medium tyres. He's trying to get to a sensible window, I think, to go onto the soft tyres and until the end of the race set. I think that's what he'll be doing then. What else is happening down the field there? We've got Brandon in 7th position. He's very close to this battle here. Far shot is 2.3 seconds back. Medium tyres and the soft short tyres of Mr. Lee and Mumford are not doing it's not exactly lining up the track at the moment. They're down in 9th and 10th position. Young Lights is trying to recover after he was in this battle. Sam is only a second back as well, and then Tansy is 22 seconds on the hard tyres as Tansy was involved in some safety car restart shenanigans. And lovely shot there from Nigel's forward racing point. Oh, I almost said it there. Racing point there, but he is still behind far from them. But look at this, and we got a double dose of DRS there for him. Brandon then is Brandon going to be able to tell? Oh, Jonathan has passed Murphy. Jonathan has passed Murphy. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. Incredible stuff. And Nigel's through. He can fire. He's on the inside. Fav's on the inside. Well, let's go on board. Wow, incredible car control there. Oh, and now as they were getting a bit too close. That was incredible car control from both sides. And now look at this. Brandon is going on the outside. Then look at this. And look left. That's Farf is on the inside. Outside. Whoa. Oh, they've got one. No, they haven't. I don't know where the track is anymore. And no, Farf is still free. Oh, he's off the track. He's off the track. He's got a 3-second penalty. He's on the outside. Oh, this is robust at the very low. Oh, goodness me then. Wow, look at he's on the inside. Is he going for him back on board? He's going on the inside. Nigel. Oh, my goodness me. And oh, wow. And Nigel there is very much. He's on the outside there. Oh, and oh, incredible stuff, Ben, here in this race. And I gotta say, Nigel's getting his elbows out there, wasn't he? Farf is at the pit. Farf, yeah, very much defending. We've got a yellow flag out there as I think it looks like it's Tansy there just recovering there in the Red Bull. He's dropped back slightly as this race is starting to turn to a nightmare at the moment, isn't it? Murphy, I'm not sure if Murphy's made a mistake, but yeah, all of a sudden Jonathan's right on the back of it. Unless Jonathan's got some electric pace out there at the moment, then perhaps as we're just whoa, look at Nigel there drifting there. Is now Farf is under the fence. Look at that. There's Farf on the back right as well. Oh, goodness me then. So you can see then that Alfa Romeo was under attack there from the Toro Rosso. We've now got another Toro Rosso who's who's attacking the Ferrari as well then. Oh, it's now with Brandon then. Let's go on board Brandon. And I think Farf will have DRS on the back of Nigel then. Yeah, he has. And so that might help him slightly, but not too much because Brandon has got the momentum. Remember, he won this race last season. He's going to go on the outside then. He goes on the outside, but Farf will have the inside then. Breaks up and give him a good old squeeze as well. Sam is through and up into the points, so Sam is in the points. Good stuff there from the McLaren driver, but second behind his teammate as well. Fireshaw, look at them all Constantine up again, and Brandon is got the inside. Fireshaw is also following Brandon through. Oh my goodness me, that door's going to close. Brandon's on the inside. He takes 6 for this step. Farf is not giving an inch, is he? Oh, he's got across the chicane there, and oh dear, it's and Brandon getting a bit snaky then, and Farfair just and we're on board then as Farfield, just letting Brandon through, I think. Now, oh, goodness, there's fire shot on the outside! Fire shot on the outside, where is he? Oh, there's contact, he's hit Brandon! He's hit Brandon, where's fire shot? Fire shot! And look at this, he's going to go back on the inside, and Farfair is back through, and Brandon, oh, no, we're going to come together! Oh, my goodness me! And now Brandon is in the center, but he's going to launch into the inside, that's contact, that's a spin! And now that is, well, fire shot's through, Mr. Elite there, take a free direction, Sam! Oh, my goodness me! Sam there, and Mumford as he made contact with Brandon there. Brandon, what a shame there, he's damaged the car. A 10-second penalty, 5-second penalty with Brandon as well, and he comes into the pits then. My goodness me, then Farfar is battling tooth and nail, isn't he? For that, as Brandon's out of the race, we're down to 12 cars, and as we're just over half distance in this race, then Forza's saying that Farfar's losing too much time on those tires. He's battling as hard as he can be. Tansy's up into 12th position now in the Ferrari. He's on a lonely race at the moment, but he's only 2 positions away from the points. Mumford is in 10th position. Sam is in 9th position, and that is what Sam needs. But Mumford is the man that is next in line in the championship there, and in terms of who he's getting relegated against. So as Murphy there, just having a look there, Jonathan's on a fantastic race. This is very much back to form. Very much back to form there for the British Italian driver. Murphy's got a 3-second penalty now. Fire! There he is, and Fire shot's on the outside and passes Farf and moves up into 6th position as Farf has just gone to the back of the diffuser of Fire Shot. But Fire Shot is also on course there for some good points there. A lot of drivers that have struggled this season there. This could be a day to shine, and at the moment it really is there, isn't it? But at the moment, Emerson down in 4th position. Having a lonely race in 4th at the moment, Emerson is. Nigel's in 5th position as well. 5 seconds back from Emerson. Fire Shot in 6th position there with Mr. Elite, then is in 7th. But Sam is now all over the back of his teammate, but this is a good day for McLaren as well. Potentially McLaren are last in the constructors end, so they need some points as well. Lap 16 out of 28, and we're over half distance now as Murphy's in the pits. So Murphy is rolling the dice. He is in the pits then, and let's see what tires he's going to go on then. And he is going on to the another set of medium tires then for Murphy. So that is interesting. So he might get the undercut here on Jonathan then, and also the pit set is Mumford as well then. Murphy, where's he going to come out then? He is going under the circuit now then. He is out behind Young Lights for the looks. There's a Young Lights. So Murphy's coming up beyond Young Lights. He needs to dispatch as quickly as possible. Wow! Oh my goodness me! That's Mr. Lee who's off the track. He's gone off Broadway, and Mr. Lee is out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Oh dear, safety car, and that is probably the worst time. Is it the worst time for Murphy? Maybe we'll find out in just a few moments as well. And yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm not sure who's going to help. Then into the pits comes Tansy, so Tansy getting rid of those hard tires, and Brandon's after the session there. Oh no, Sam's got a drive-through penalty. He was speeding on the safety car. He's had a fantastic race at that moment. He just needed to calm it down slightly. Mr. Lee crashing and ricocheting onto the edge of that barrier as well. So we got a safety car, and this is going to help Granty once again. And of course, it's been an incredible campaign for Grant, hasn't it? In terms of strategy, of course. Remember in Russia, the first race of the season. Absolutely incredible Absolutely incredible stuff, wasn't it, from Grant to get those soft tires all the way to the end then. I'm wondering then, is he going to come in the pits then? This is going to be a tough decision, isn't it? So Grant here on board now. He is in the pits then. So here he comes then into the pits. The Williams driver is then. And he is going to change tires. I think Jonathan's in the pits as well. Oh my goodness me. I thought he wasn't going to get in there. Jonathan just about coming in then. Emerson in the pits as well. Is anyone going to stay out? Well, Granty then is now going to slow onto his marks. And there's the Williams mechanics. They are ready for action, and that's the 5-second penalty for Granty. This might cost him the lead here in Abu Dhabi. Now they're changing tyres as well. Jonathan is out. He's in front of Alfred's got a severe collision with Farshall for cutting the pits. Jonathan leads the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Granty second. Emerson in third position. Nigel's coming in the pits. Where's Murphy? Murphy on board with now. On one of the safety cars coming. Says the wrong time. I think Murphy is still out in a third position, but I think that I'm wondering if the safety car might have probably hindered him there. Farshot is coming out of the pits now in 6th position. Farf is in 7th position on the soft tyres until the end of the race. I'm not sure if I wonder if those soft tyres are going to get to the end. And Sam then out in 9th position. Mumford is in 10th position. Then he's pitted on the same lap as Murphy did. So he's going to get out in front of Sam as well. We're on board right now. And where is Sam? Sam is already well on the road, actually. And Tansy then is in 11th position, just outside the points at the moment then. Wow, that 5-second penalty has really cost Granty at the moment, hasn't it? Granty was actually going for his third race win in a row. Wasn't he here tonight? He won in Italy. He won in Austria, and he would have, if he won here tonight, that would have been a hat-trick of wins there for Granty. At the moment, Jonathan, who hasn't won this season, hasn't he? I think he's won 3 races in his career in ALR. And at the moment, then, he is top of the pops, isn't he, so to speak, at the moment. Then. Let's take stock with 11 cars left out of the 16 that started this incredible race then. So I'm just taking a deep breath because I'm going to need as much breath as I can now for the next 12 laps or so. Goodness me, then this is too much of a workout for me, gosh. Jonathan leads the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Love a shot here from the nose cone of the Alfa Romeo. Granty in second position there. Third position is Murphy. Emerson in fourth position there. Nigel is in fifth. Sixth is Farshot. Fourth is seventh. Eighth is Lights. Ninth is Sam. 10th is Mumford. And Tansley is in 11th position at this moment in time. And the only man who's on the soft tyres is... the only man who's on the soft tyres is Farfrae. So soft tyres are going to get to the end then with 11 laps to go. Oh, it's going to be very interesting, isn't it then? And you can see then, so I think the safety car is going to be out for at least one more lap then. This is going to be interesting. So I think Granty was the biggest loser in that exchange. It was as unfortunate. So Granty had a 5-second stop-go penalty for the Tansley incident, didn't he? And that's going to hurt the championship leader, isn't it? But perhaps can he get himself back into this race as well? Then he has got the pace, hasn't he? And then you can see is Farf is in the pits again. Then Farf is in the pits. As he let's see what he's doing. He's going on the soft tyres once again. Then and he's. He's changing the nose cone there, but that doesn't look like as much damage on the Ferrari, I don't think. But he's also serving the penalty, so that's a very wide Leo Fox Farfus. He's a 3-time winner as well in ALR, isn't he? And he is showing some experience. And Sam also in the pits, he's taking a 5-second penalty, and he's gone out. He's on 12 Lapo medium tyres. I don't think that's what he wanted, Sam. That could hurt him. Oh goodness me! Then those tyres ain't going to get to the end there for Sam. And I think the safety car's in the end of the start then. So Sam is very much on the back foot now, isn't he? What a shame there for Sam. Oh dear. I think he was hoping for another set of new medium tyres there, which would have been absolutely splendid for him, wouldn't it? Oh dear. So Sam on 12 lap medium tyres, that is going to be very painful, isn't it, to get him to the end then? But they are all concertinaed up then, so potentially he could maybe fish off some positions at the end then, as we're on board then with on board John for the moment then, as you can see. So Zach for as I said, I shouldn't say anything about Far because he is bronze admin, of course. Yes, Farfus does a fantastic job with the bronze admin, doesn't he? And but yes, so keep your opinions to yourself if you want to keep your bronze drive set, and I will as well, because I want to keep my job. But yes, of course, it's very difficult to race out there, isn't it? And any instance will be looked at, whether whoever is involved then, is it? Because at the end of safety car at the end of the lap, as just making the point then, yeah, of course it doesn't matter who you are in ALR, whether you're an admin, whether you're a seasoned driver, or whether you're a newbie. It doesn't matter, of course. It's all all the incidents get judged equally, and of course luckily I don't do it. That's a job that I'm glad I don't do, because it's a very difficult job to do, isn't it? I mean, you see in the world of F1, well, these stewards get a lot of flack, but sometimes they do kind of ask for it, don't they? As because some instances are quite clear as day, isn't it? But they make their jobs more difficult. I think in ALR the admins do a fantastic job, don't they? All of them, Knowlesy, Murphy, and of course Farf as well. Anyway, that's my quick brown nose and done. Let's get back with the race. I think it's a 5-second penalty for a severe collision there. I'm not sure. I've seen something flash up there, and just take a look then. I think Nigel had as well, didn't he? I was too quick to have a quick replay. That's the problem on the quick internet now. Now we're back racing then, and Jonathan then is leading us away. Then we're back here, on lap 19 out of 28. Then we got 10 more laps to go. Jonathan's had an absolutely splendid start there. Oh, lovely shot here then as they come through turn 1 as well. And so we got Grant in 3rd position then. Second position, Murphy 3rd. 4th position, so Nigel in 5th position. Farshaw's all on the back of Nigel in 6th position. Light 7th. Mumford 8th. Tansy in 9th position. Fantastic. 10th position, Sam. 13 lap out medium tyres then. And then we got a 3-second penalty for Jonathan. Those penalties might hurt Jonathan in the end. Then Grant is having trouble. There's a fire up those tyres then. And Sam has dropped back as Farford's back in the points as well. Jonathan there is doing a good job, but the problem is that he has now got a lot of penalties racking up there as well. As Darren says, only I escape quali bans. Yes, indeed I do. I've never had a quali ban in ALR yet, and hopefully I won't. As we're coming down and into the first braking zone of the long back straight, and Murphy is really giving Granty some cause for concern. Now Granty is starting to fire up those medium tyres, isn't he? Now it's starting to pull away again. I'm not sure if Emerson got a penalty or not, and I'm sure it's in penalty. penalties for both Nigel and Emerson at this stage of the race. That will be absolutely costly for both of them. Lovely shot from the nose cone here of Murphy. He is in for this moment. As I said, he's been on fantastic form, hasn't he, in the Toro Rosso since Canada. He really has, hasn't he? Look at Emerson. He's all over the back now with Murphy. It's going to get very tense indeed there, isn't it? These two have been glued together in this race, more or less, haven't they? They seem to be very close to each other, don't they? And they're coming into the hotel once again. And Jonathan is 8 tenths of a second in front. Murphy is a second back in the moment. I wonder if Murphy's also struggling to line up those tires as well. Far from Tansey. Tansey is now to Farf on the outside. He passed his teammate. Good move there from Farf. He is on fire today, isn't he? My goodness me. Someone has lit a fire under him, hasn't he? He is absolutely doing an incredible job. Tansey's in the points at the moment. Sam is going to... he's in the pit. Sam is... What a shame. Murphy has set the fast out of the race, and I thought you were struggling. My goodness me. How wrong am I? And coming out of turn 1 as well. There's Farshot. Whoa, goodness me, going well off the track there as well. Granty is now starting to reduce the rear to the front there. It's down to 6 tenths of a second, isn't it? In second position, Murphy in third position, 1.5 seconds back from Granty at the moment. Fourth position is as I said. Sam is very unhappy about the tyre problem, and I think I do agree with him with that, because yeah, sometimes the tyre strategy around here, it can be brutal, can it? And I think that's really really putting on the set of 14 lap medium tyres is probably not the way to go. And I think he's still on the 14 lap medium tyres. I wonder if that was a driver actually. On board with Farshot, he is gaining on Nigel. Remember, Nigel's the season 1 world champion at the moment there, as he's doing a cracking job there. Farf is up into 8th position. He's flying back through the field, then Farf on the soft tyres. He is really lining up the timing sheets at the moment, and so is a Farshot. He's really lighting up the rear of the wing mirrors of Nigel there. Now is Farshot going to have a lunge on the inside. Nigel getting him just out of him, giving him a good old squeeze there on the apex of the corner. Fantastic. Oh goodness me, he had a very good run. He had a very good run out there. Farshot, remember, started 16th on the grid there, and he is now up into 6th position at the moment in this race there, doing a good job there. Farshot is the closest battle track moment. Young Lights was also there recovering as well after he was battling right up in the 3rd, 4th, 5th position area. But unfortunate optimistic lunge there really cost him there. Darren is saying that Farf is going to be the one to watch there in the last stage. He really is. He's flying out there on those soft tyres. We got a lot of 3-second warnings starting to accumulate as well in this race. So that is going to be a gradually set the fast out of the race, and he's now 5 tenths of a second behind Jonathan. Then, as we're reaching the twilight of this race, DRS has been enabled by the FIA. Then, and now we got 7 laps to go around here. Lovely shot again as we're just watching Farshot. Emerson is now starting to put the squeeze on Murphy, and the final battle for the rostrum place at the moment there, as Murphy has dropped to 2 seconds back from Grant at the moment there. Murphy really struggling with the pace at this stage of the race, isn't he? But we'll see if it comes back to him there on Farf. I think, as Darren said, is the man who's the man with the plan. Lovely shot from the rear wing here of Farshot. It's less than 2 tenths of a second. It's less than a tenth of a second. Oh, look at him, he's gaining. There's that gap. There's a gap there, and he is now on the inside. He passes Nigel. He moves up in the 5th position. A fantastic drive from Farshot, and it really is he is on fire, might I say. DRS switched around now then, so now it is the turn of Nigel there, as Farshot. I wonder if he's overtook him too early then, and Farshot is there defending the inside there. So on the outside, look at this lovely shot here from Nigel's front nose cone. Brilliant stuff there, and they go over the chicane again then. Look at how incredibly accurate they are over the chicane. That's fantastic. If I did that, I'd be getting penalties galore. Brilliant stuff there from these absolute gladiators, these warriors here tonight then. 11 cars are left there out of the 16 that started in this race. We've had some big shunts, and we might went flying off at turn 20. We lost T and Vesey, a big old smash there. Brandon retired for the race after coming to blows with Favre. Mr. Elite there on a big smash there, and grinding down the barrier there turn 3 as well. Emerson's got a 3-second penalty, and we're back on board then with Nigel as well. And a lot of the comments are about Favre for the moment. They're really keen to see what he can do in the final stage of this race. Nigel's gone white, then that's going to really entice Young Lights, isn't it? There's as Forza said then, Farf needs to get a move on. The softs aren't going to be able to peak forever, as also true, as Darren saying, true Forza. We've also got an old friend there of Broke Gorilla also going, hello Broke, hope you're well on this lovely Sunday afternoon as well. Yes, but you're going back to the soft tires. Those soft tires are not going to be in the window for much longer. Granty is very much in the window of Jonathan here. Look at that, there's a 2.5 second gap then over second and third position. Granty, when is he going to make his move for the lead here at Abu Dhabi. He's going for 3 wins in a row. As well as Jonathan, I think the penalties at the moment now is definitely in favour of Granty over Jonathan. I'm not very good keeping up with the penalties, though, as everyone knows. And look at this, Jonathan's left the inside. Oh, goodness me, I thought he's going to go on the inside. Emerson is on the outside. He passes Murphy. He's back up in the 3rd position. Dan dropping down into 4th position there. Far shot in 5th position. Nigel in 6th position. And then with Young Lights in 7th position there. If I can get my words out there, that was more of a bit of a ruffle there as well. As oh, Matt said his wheel disconnected. Oh, so yeah, so I didn't blame anyone. I swear, I just said we'll look at the footage afterwards. It looked a violent old shunt there, didn't a violent old shunt there at the in turn 20, wasn't it? So that probably explains why it went off at such velocity there, wasn't it? It was a it was a big old shunt there, wasn't it, into turn 20? But yeah, so luckily, well, unfortunate for Matt, but at least it wasn't nothing like untoward that was going on there. So Young Lights is in 7th position at the moment in time, and it's Farfar is now all over the gearbox of Matt's teammate Young Lights mode. Yellow flag in 3. What's going on in 3? I think it's Tansy. Tansy's in the pits. He's on the cusp of the points. Murphy is dropping down into 4th position. Murphy's down into 6th. He's had a problem. Murphy's had a problem. And the Toro Rosso there. What's going on with the Toro Rosso driver? I think as he come, I'm not sure what's happened to Murphy, but he's really struggling at this stage of the race. I'm not sure what's going on with Dan. Then look at Farfar also all over the back as well. Tansy's in the pits. He's on the soft tires. Sam is coming through now to take that 10th position, and oh goodness me, I'm not sure what's going on with Murphy. He has dropped out a couple of positions, hasn't he? Emerson's got by him now. Farshot's got by him. Nigel's got by him as well. As look at this, and this is definitely, and Granty's all over the back, and Jonathan as well. Where is he? Look at he's going side by side. Oh my goodness me, they almost made contact. Granty's on the outside. He passes Jonathan. Jonathan's got the inside line. Now Granty on the inside line. He takes the lead. Granty is back in the lead here in Abu Dhabi. Lap 23 out of 28. Jonathan is second. Farfar's got a penalty. Oh goodness me, it's very difficult. Murphy's on the outside. Lights is up in the 6th position. Murphy's 7th position. 5 in the 8th position. He's on the soft tyres. And now Murphy's going to go. He's on the 4th off ever, Young Lights. And now Murphy's skating off first. Farfar's trying to scoot up and under that. And where's Farfar? Still in 8th position. Where are they? There's Lights. There. No, that does. I don't know who it is. Oh goodness me. It's Farfar in 8th position with Murphy 7th position as well. Granty leads the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Jonathan's had a fantastic race here tonight. He's now got a 2-second advantage over Emerson. It's not going to be enough to keep himself in the keep himself in 2nd position. Remember, if all the penalties that is going on out there, as again, I don't know who's got what in terms of penalties, because I am rubbish at keeping up with it. Murphy is drumming on someone. I don't know what's going on with Dan at the moment. There's some problems with the car. I think there's problems with the car, but it's not with any problems with who's going on the outside. That's a fantastic maneuver on the outside of Lights. Lights is off the track there. Murphy is trying to go up and under, and Favre is on the inside. Where's Favre come from? And now he's going to have DRS. That is, now he's starting to slipstream Lights. Look at Favre. Look at him. He's like a shark. This smells blood in the war. Look at that Ferrari there. Very much a raging bull, isn't it? But it's a raging horse, and Lights is defending. Oh goodness me, there's also a bit of drafting going on. Lights, oh my goodness me, and I'm not in Lights there. Oh dear, we're in the wrong camera angle there, and he's coming back on the track there. So I think as Murphy and Lights there cutting the blows there. As I'm not going to call that one yet, but Murphy's damaged, got damage, hasn't he, on the Toro Rosso. Farfar's up in the 6th position. Lights is going, it's squeezed down the outside then. Oh no, Farfar's gone off as well. This is getting very hairy and scary now, isn't it? Farfar's up in 6th position. Lights is 7th position. Murphy is down 8th position. He's got damage there. Murphy's incredible race there is it's not having a good race at all. It's a far figure. I'm not sure if we let Lights by there or what then, but Murphy's trying to slow the car down, isn't he? Jonathan is keeping up with the back of Grant at the moment, and he's half a second back at the road there. Nigel is dropping back from a far shot as well. And I'm brave for a minute. Goodness me, then these guys there certainly makes up for quality over quantity, doesn't it? Goodness gracious me, man. Murphy, Granty is on lap 25 out of 28. Jonathan is second. Emerson in 3rd position. We got Farshot in 4th. Nigel 5th. Lights in 6th position. Farfar 7th with Murphy in 8th position there. Mumford in 9th position. Sam in 10th position as well. And he is going to be battling with Tansy for that final point, I think. Now, I think Sam, this was a lost opportunity for Sam, wasn't it? As I feel that I'm feeling if it wasn't for that extra pit stop for those medium tires, then he'll be well up in this battle as well. What a shame for Sam that he just doesn't see. Oh no! And that is not good at all between Lights and Farf and far as oh goodness me, as now Mumford's actually got up in position. Thank you very much, said. And that is not good at all. Now is Lights and Farf shot on kind of hiding behind a pillow here because I think this is not getting very good at all. As oh dear, and there's a lot of damage on both cars there as well as they came to blows. And oh, there's a Lights there having a bit of a oh my goodness me, look at this, and they're just I don't know what has gone over to each other, but my goodness me, there's very much there's a war of words between these two. And there's a Lights there, it's in 8th position there, 9th position, far just giving him a good old nudge out the way, and he has gone across the apron there. As Young Lights also getting a penalty as well, as it's getting very acey there, isn't it? I think the Sam might be happy about this actually, because he could potentially get up into 8th position here then. So good stuff there from Sam then. Always have to look on the bright side of racing, don't we? As a Farshaw's got a 3-second penalty as well. I think we'll leave them two to it, shall we? Because I think that I don't know. They've had all kinds of interesting stuff going on between those two. Anyway, look at this battle for the lead. Then this is more interesting, isn't it? As Jonathan is keeping Granty on. Oh, Jonathan there almost going off. I remember he lost it there last season, but well, Howitzer Farf is in the pits, and he's that is such a shame for Farf. He potentially could have been on course for some major points here tonight. That is not going to be the case now. As it Farf has left possession, he is out of the Abu Dhabi race set. Granty is trying to break the slipstream. Farf's out. Sam is up to 9th position. Tansy will get a first point of the season if he gets past Farf in the final stage of this race set. So at the moment, let's take stock. Then we got Granty leading this race, so half a second for Jonathan. Less than half a second now. Look at them; they're all over each other, aren't they? We got Emerson in 3rd position there. A good recovery drive from Emerson. What's been a difficult race there. And then in 4th position, Farshall, a fantastic race. Nigel in 5th position. Murphy in 6th position with Mumford 7th. Lights is in 8th. Sam in 9th position. Lights is left for session as well. And not good at all. The numbers you've only got 9 cars in this race then. So again, I think it's going to be good news for Sam. He's got to start to think about defending Tansy though, because Tansy is going to get some points on the board there for the Ferrari team. Fantastic stuff on his debut. Brilliant stuff indeed then. As unfortunately it's been marred with some controversy here in Abu Dhabi. I got to say, when we were sitting down to get this race on the way, I wasn't expecting any kind of shenanigans like that. But that's a shame. That's a shame, isn't it? Anyway, Grant there is on lap 27, but he can rest, can he? He's going for 3 wins in the road, Grant, because he is really starting to home in on this championship run now, isn't he? Absolutely brilliant stuff. But Jonathan has not let him go. Jonathan hasn't won a race yet this season. He wants to win that race this season, doesn't he? And he wants to keep up the record of winning in every race. Every season he is participating in ALR, doesn't he? Remember, he won in the final race of season 1. He won in that incredible race of Hungary in season 2. Potentially probably should have won in the Hungary this season, didn't he? But unfortunately he was involved in the first quarter incident, wasn't he? But still, nonetheless, can he do it today then? That's the question. We've got 2 more laps to go then, and Lights is in the pits, and his AI's in the pits, and it's Sam. Oh goodness me! And look at this, and it's Tansy's on a bit of having some interesting stuff for us. He's a moonwalk in there, in between Sam. Sam's gone white there, hasn't he? But he is still battling away to Young Lights in the pits. I think in terms of points and rules and things like that, you'll have to keep an eye out on the old website, won't you, to see who gets the final point. I think you have to be in your car to get that final point, don't you? So unfortunately, I think the Farf and Lights might not get that point, but who knows? Who knows? Is that Sam? Tansy's through. He's past Sam. He's up into 8th position. Tansy on a fantastic debut, isn't he? This has been a race of attrition now, hasn't it? But Sam really struggling there with 21 lap old tires there. He just needs to get to the end there. But look at how much he's struggling to put his toe down. Back at the front then it is Granty leading there by 5/10 of a second, and it really is indeed then as we're on coming through to the final lap then as well. Granty leads on lap number 28, and let me quickly go for the comments, shall we? As I've missed a lot since Nat's run away here. As Darren just confirming bad luck with Matt. Unfortunately, unfortunately his wheel disconnected. Brandon saying disappointed with the end result, but we go on to the next race. GG Brandon. There's always next week. Also, And also that kind of stuff as well. Now 28, then hour 28. This has been an absolutely incredible race set. It really has, and it's still light outside where I am. Goodness me, then summer is coming, isn't it? Well, we've had some incredible action here tonight, haven't we? As we're coming down the back straight. We're coming down the back straight. For the final time, excuse me. I am. Oh my goodness me! Look at this. It's Firestone. He can't get on the roster with just a lap to go. Everyone said he's gonna have to start to defend, isn't he? And they're coming over the chicane once again. And Granty's got a 6/10 of a second advantage. But I think this is what we got to be keeping an eye on now. DR, so they want to Emerson. He's gonna have to be harvested as much as possible. He is gonna have to deploy it though. This Firestone's going on the outside. Look at he's on the outside. Emerson's on the inside. Oh, a bit of a argument. And Firestone. Emerson come the blows. Oh no, and that is not good at all. Fireshot really robust. Nigel's back up in the 4th position. Emerson dropping down to 5th position there. And oh dear, it's been a bit of a messy old race this one hasn't it? As now Granty coming through the final the second to last turn, now into the final turn, and Granty wins his 11th race win, his 8th race of the season, his hat trick. And Jonathan is second. Jonathan's best result in a very long time. He's done a brilliant job today, Jonathan has. Fireshot in 3rd position, and but 4th position is Nigel. 5th position is Emerson goes up to 4th position, but he's out of 5 second uncertain penalty as well. Murphy goes up to 4th in the end, and Emerson 5th, Nigel 6th. 7th position is 7th position is Mumford there in the Mercedes. And a good day for Mumford, isn't it? He's going to move himself well out of that relegation battle, isn't he? 8th position is Tansy on his debut for Florida. Really, though, just navigating his way through the chaos there, and he is going to come through to finish in a very handy 8th position as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. So here he comes, and he's coming around the final turn as well. Look at the understeer that Tansy's got there, but it is the Florida end. Brilliant stuff on his first race for Florida. His second race in ALR, he finishes in 8th position, and Sam finishes in 9th position as well. Good stuff indeed there. But Granty, 8th win of the season, his 11th race win of his career, his hat trick of race wins. He has now won in Italy, in Austria, and now in Abu Dhabi as well. What a result there from Granty. Since that appalling race in Canada, he has come back fighting, hasn't he? He's been incredible stuff, absolutely incredible. And you can see then he's just taking all the spoils out as well. Grant, his 8th race win of the season there in this, and this is the round. Well, this is the 16th round of the race of the season, isn't it? Well, 17th round technically, but 16th race, isn't it? Brilliant stuff from Granty. My goodness me, incredible stuff indeed. Then let's take a look at the final classification then from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. What an incredible race that was. Some interesting points as well. Granted there, as clean as a whistle. He had a 5-second penalty, didn't he? But he served it in the pits there, and then he never looked back. What a race win for Granted. It was a tough one, but he come out on top. Jonathan, what a result today. He is back on form, is he, Jonathan, for the close of the season? Can he get himself back into 3rd in the championship? Fireshot in 3rd position in the end. 4th position is Murphy. Then we have Emerson in 5th. 6th position is Nigel. Mumford in 7th. Tansy, a fantastic 8th. And Sam in 9th position in the end. And then those are our finishers. Retirements: Farf, Lights, Elite, Brandon, Steve, Vesley, and Matt. All retired then from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And Gunnar saying congrats Granty. Jonathan saying congrats Granty as well. We have also got Darren saying a long way to go, Mo. And we've also got GG for Jonathan as well. I know I've now been joined in the gantry for our 3 men who have been on the rostrum for this incredible race set, and it's going to be a bit controversial as well. But let's quickly go to Granty, shall we? Granty, your 11th race win of your ALR career, your 8th race win this season, and I've got to say you've had 4 pole positions now as well. You've been incredible the last 3 races. That's your hat trick of race wins. My goodness me, you're unstoppable at the moment.
Well, I mean, it wasn't exactly easy of a race, if I'm honest. A couple of battles I had to go through. 5-second penalty I picked up on a safety car. Again, just wasn't easy for me today. And yeah, congrats to the guys that are battling away for me. And yeah, I don't know. It was incredible. Good race.
Oh, it really was. I really enjoyed it. And that 5 second penalty, I must admit I caught the end of it. Was it a 5 second penalty because Tansy drove into you? Was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Tansy drove into me. We were somehow side by side. I was sort of weaving, and he weaved too much into me and gave himself wing damage, which was quite good on my side because obviously I didn't get any. So, and yeah, that would have been absolutely disastrous if I had that. So I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, blimey. Yeah, I thought I got that right because I was a bit confused by that, which is nothing unusual. That quali lap was incredible as well. Let's go back to quali first. So, what a lap from you then. It was the final stage of the qualifying session. We thought Vesey had it, but my goodness me, that was clean as a whistle.
Yeah, thank you. The lap was really good, comfortable. Had a slight mistake on it. Right at the end, gave me an extra 4 attempts up, and when I looked at it, I thought, I am not getting this, that's well quick. But yeah, picked up. I don't know where I got it from, and yeah, crossed the line and got a pole, so I'm really happy with that.
Really good stuff indeed. Your qualifying form has been fantastic as of late as well. And as I said, 11th race, your 8th race win this season has been brilliant stuff indeed, Dan. And well done. Looking forward to the next race, which I think is Spain, if I've got my calendar right, as we got to go back a week, haven't we? So well done there, Granty. Fantastic stuff indeed there. As he has strengthened his lead on the championship. Jonathan, what a result today then. Of course, you've had some issues over the past couple of weeks in ALR, but my goodness me, that was a strong drive today. Back where you belong.
Yeah, the last few races I've had no goal, got involved in silly battles and effectively cost me like race results, but yeah, today, it's not really the best track for me, but it's just got to get into a rhythm and enjoy, and starting to enjoy it a little bit, and had a nice battle with Granty, and congratulations by the way, Granty, for
Cheers,
pole position as well as the race win as well. But yeah, I'm poised to be back on the podium. I'm hoping now to kick on and see what next week brings.
Indeed, indeed. Well done, Jonathan. Fantastic stuff indeed then. And hopefully you can have a clean run of form now going into the final stage of this season. Brilliant stuff. And finally, let's come to a far shot who started 16th on the grid there. I must admit, I wasn't expected to be talking to you on the old podium today. But well done. And I've got to say, that was an adventurous race from you.
Yeah, adventurous as you can say. Many incidents. I mean, people touched me, which I wasn't really glad of. Especially with the two McLarens, I'm not sure why they got pissed. I've overtaken both of them like on my screen like cleanly, and I'm getting reported, but I'm not sure why.
That's all right. That's the fun of racing, isn't it? Of course, Sarah's. We just want to see what is going on as well. But yeah, in the race as well, you and Emerson came to blows at the end as well. There didn't you? And caused Emerson to spin. There. What was your take on that?
Well, I was like waiting like another lap to overtake him on the last lap on that corner, but he went like way too deep, and I was there, and he like tipped me off, and I was getting back on track, and then he like hit me again, which caused him himself to spin.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well done on all your three fantastic races. I figure it was all well earned today, wasn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed. I'm sure we're going to Spain next week, if I've got my calendar right. I hope so. Otherwise, I think I'm in the doghouse. Remember, tomorrow we are back in action. It's going to be silver action, isn't it? Even though the championship has been wrapped up, but it's all to play for second and third. And who is going to be promoted to Sunday night? That is what is going to be in store for us tomorrow. But from here, it's goodbye.